Hello, and welcome to this new campaign, The Last Resort of Murkendraw Bog. This is a campaign set within a gorgeous bog within the Feywild, starting aboard a luxury barge. A group of fantastic characters are all brought together to help the owners, who may or may not be hags, with some problems affecting their new and very desired resort. Will they find the source of these health and safety hazards? Stay around and find out. For those of you who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here plays fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique character with character sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, what abilities they have, and what dice to roll. They will mostly be rolling a 20-sided die to see if they succeed in what they're trying to do. The higher the roll, the more likely the outcome will be in the roller's favour. 20 is good, 1 is bad, but I like the chaos that occurs with natural ones, so I like my players to roll them. And whilst they play their characters, everything else is played by me. Barges, enthusiastic cabin crew, swampy bog creatures, 80s-themed business owners who may or may not be hags. Between me describing the world and story, the players describing what they want to do, and some dice rolls to keep things interesting, we will tell our tale. I am Liz, I use they, them pronouns, and I will be DMing today for a lovely cast of players. Let's meet them now.
Hi, I'm Nat, I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Valka Heartsong, who also uses she, her pronouns. Valka is everyone's favourite granny barbarian. She protect, she attack, she always brings the snacks as well. She is an ancestral guardians barbarian. She's been on a little bit of a journey since we last saw her in Secrets of Elturel Buried, and I'm looking forward to uncovering exactly what happened during this.
Hello everyone, my name is Ali and I use he, him pronouns. Today I will be playing Teseli, your favorite blue skin tiefling, and he also uses he, him pronouns. Teseli is your glamorous, very charismatic glamour bard, but he is also a very intelligent artificer of the battlesmith, yeah? If I got it right, yeah, battlesmith kind. And he is always followed by Swifty, who is his steel defender.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma. I use the pronouns Em or Emma, and I'm playing Demi. Demi is a wizard/cleric, originally a tiefling, but recently resurrected by a hag as a hexblood. Demi is trying to figure out their place in the world, and they have some strange new powers, so they're also trying to figure out how those work.
Hi, I'm Sean. I use the pronouns he, him, and in this campaign I will be playing Joe Quixotic, who also uses he, him. Joe is a Dwergar sorcerer from the Shadowfell, a Netherese mercenary who has come to the Murkendraw Bog for a bit of a getaway, a little bit of a holiday. So look out for the tropical shirts, but also the black t-shirts and the bands on those. Joe is a shadow sorcerer, so look out for all of the creepy stuff that you've gotten used to seeing me do in some of the campaigns that I run. That's everything I'm telling you for now.
Hello, I am Rebecca. I am playing Veracity. We both use her pronouns. Veracity is a very small, obnoxiously cute gnome child. She is a wildfire druid who really just wants everyone to have a really nice time and get along, and if you aren't nice, she will set you on fire.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. You could be playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. Take your team of warriors on a quest spanning the Forgotten Realms, all on your mobile. Power up your teams with items, work with your guild to defeat hordes of enemies, and test your mettle in the arena. And to make all of that work, you need gems! As we frequently say, the hunt for gems is real. Pop !WOW gems into chat for a link to collect free gems and get yourself that nice sword you've been looking at, or revive your heroes against a deadly foe. Download link !Warriors of Waterdeep in chat.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets and ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
This stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a roughly 5 to 10 minute break somewhere near the middle. We run shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Greenwich Meridian / British Summertime, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. in mainland Europe, and 2 a.m. Tuesday morning in Japan and parts of Australia. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we run TTRPG streams for 3 hours. And on Fridays, we run our talk show, Talk Together, for 1 hour. Our TTRPG streams can be one-shots, 4, 6, 8, or 12 weeks long. You can always find our latest schedule at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg/schedule.
We are Roll Together RPG on all socials, so find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Links in chat.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1, $1, or $1 gold piece, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our D20 Club are fab. They've created a fan Discord for us. They've also made a wiki page for Roll Together. You can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
Welcome to our podcast listeners. If you also would like to listen to us via podcast, you can search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcast provider. If we're not there, let us know and we will add ourselves to that list.
Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen, and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected, so please do let us know if you think that one has been missed. We use the TTRPG Safety Toolkit and encourage safe play in your TTRPGs. You may see us use pause cards, but as we edit our streams, most of our safety tools are invisible. You can find out more, including the link to the toolkit at !safety in chat, where there's also a link for content warnings. And now, let's get into that intro and get started with the show. So, Murkendraw Bog was once a marshy landscape nestled within the Feywild, inhabited by little other than swampy fey creatures and the occasional turtle druid. However, in recent years it has undergone a transformation, led by two visionaries, powerful, strong business people by the names of Celine Brambell and Barbara Thiquette. The bog is now home to a vast luxury resort with many wonderful amenities, such as the Expeditious Retreat Spa, the Arcane Quarter, and the tourist hotspot, Baba Yaga's revolving hotel and restaurant. Visitors come here from all over the Feywild and indeed other planes, usually ferried across by the Misty Steps Travel Agency, a very exclusive company for those who can afford roughly around 10,000 gold pieces per ticket. Recently, Celine and Barbara have been experiencing some difficulty with the resort and have called upon a group of experienced adventurers to aid them. Our adventurers are travelling upon one of the Misty Steps interplanar luxury barges. Looking through a midge-filled sky, toads on lily pads and algae-filled water, you would see that the barge is in complete contrast. It is clean and white with gorgeous polished brass railings, remaining pristine as it drifts through the scummy water towards Murkendraw Bog Resort and Spa. These vessels have no captains and are powered by arcane magics and are run by a very capable and enthusiastic crew. Whilst it is a barge by all accounts, it has 3 stories and some lovely facilities. The most obvious, situated on the top deck, is the pool. There's a topside restaurant and a barbecue grill bar. Dotted around the pool, though, are 6 or so sun loungers, each festooned with the complimentary towel featuring the Misty Steps travel logo. And Nat and Sean, may I ask you to each tell us who you're playing, what they currently look like, maybe if they've changed somewhat since our viewers may or may not have seen them last time, and perhaps what they've been up to for the past few weeks. I know that was a lot of things for me to ask you to tell us, but who would like to go first?
We've been on this barge for the last few weeks, right?
Couple of weeks, yeah.
Fine, okay. So I think on one of the sun lounges, maybe fanning herself if there's fans available for those who wish to. Okay, great. Is a human woman. She's pretty tall. She's over 6 foot, broad-shouldered. In her late 50s, early 60s. Long silver hair in a big braid. Actually, no, it's not. It's usually in a big braid, but I think it's kind of it's she's by the pool. It's let loose. It's hanging down. This is she would. I think usually she's a bit more covered up, but it's we're on a sun lounger deck. We're next to a pool. I think she's wearing a bit more of a bikini and a sarong kind of ensemble thing going on here, and just having a lovely time. She's got a cocktail with a little umbrella in it, so this is Valka. For those who who knows? Everyone's favourite barbarian granny.
Right.
But if you've not met, she's probably chatting the ear off Sean's character, if Sean's character was sat anywhere near. And yeah, I think she's just been enjoying the facilities of the barge because things have not been great actually pre-barge. There's been some pretty sad times, getting split up from the team times, which did not go well. So she's relieved to be having some kind of respite and a bit of a pause.
Gorgeous. Thank you. I love that we now have an established sort of measure for time, which is called pre-barge.
Yes,
I love this. Thank you, Nat, and thank you, Valka, of course. Sean.
So yeah, sat next to Valka, probably on a sun lounger, with one of those little mirrored sheets to catch the sun. However, entirely under a parasol because of his deathly grey, pallid skin. Is a Dwergar dwarf from the Shadowfell. He is about 4'6", fairly stocky but not muscly at all. Dwarf with a big black mullet, a kind of black handlebar mustache, and is currently wearing tropical shirts that have kind of skeletal hula dancers and kind of gothic-esque barges and kind of tropical shirts, but with a bit of a gothic twist. Big sunglasses to protect his eyes from the horrendous sun that planes outside of the Shadowfell seem to be afflicted by. And curled around his neck is just a slightly strange black cat, which has 6 legs, 6 sets of eyes going horizontally down its head, and a scorpion-like tail. And my character goes by the moniker Joe Quixotic.
Amazing.
What is the cat called?
I did have this somewhere, and I knew that
Sean,
I knew this one would ask.
This is the most important thing about your character, Sean.
I'm pretty certain the cat is literally called Shadow.
Nice.
He's literally just called Shadow.
So Joe, Shadow is around your neck, and you feel it's kind of reassuring at this point. How many front legs does Shadow have? It's 3.
It's 2 sets. It's legs
2.
go, yeah. So
light nipples. Sorry to bring that one in, but light nipples.
Like a displacer beast.
Yes.
It's 2 sets of back legs and then 1 set of forelegs.
Well,
like a centaur, but on all legs rather than two up.
Oh no, the worst. That's the worst description
if you're on,
come up with.
If you're on Twitch chat, please make that on Hero Forge because I think everyone needs to see it.
Don't.
I've seen it. It's terrifying. the dreaded Mantor. Yeah. Top half man, bottom half man.
Oh no.
Middle half tall. So Joe, you're quite reassured by some of the legs of Shadow as they kind of stretch out onto your neck, and you feel the little claws just dig in slightly on your shoulders. That happens. You both are right next to each other on the sun lounges. Is there anything you'd like to just have a brief chat about, or have been talking about?
Is Shadow amenable to scritches, or is Shadow a no-touchy cat?
No, Shadow's definitely amenable to scritches.
Right.
Yeah.
Very well. Then definitely scritches are happening, and Valk's just like, and tell me again, where did you pick him up from? Him, her, they?
You know what? I've never asked. Go with thee. Go with thee.
All right. Where did you pick them up from?
I don't know. Just kind of follow me around. It's a thing with shadows.
I suppose they do that. And right, I know you've told me a lot about the Shadowfell since we've been here, but I just.
Hey.
So, how many skeletons did you run into when you were there?
How often are we talking? Are we talking like per day, per week?
They were quite regular then.
Oh, aye, yeah.
Oh,
hourly,
okay.
I'd say.
Did you ever come across any with like a beard of feathers?
No.
Right, okay. Worth checking.
Are you looking for a particular skeleton, or is this just a Oculus thing?
I'm not looking for him. It's just that a friend of mine was an acquaintance, let's say, and I'm just curious. And I know not everyone from the Shadowfell knows everyone from the Shadowfell. It's just one of those things you've got to ask, you know.
No, it's fair enough. No, can't say I've seen beard of feathers.
Okay.
Saw one with like a papier-mâché beard.
Really?
Aye.
Oh. I mean, it's probably for the best. He wasn't very nice anyway, love. Don't worry about it. Have you tried one of these? Grabs another cocktail and passes it over.
Oh, aye. Well, you know what I'm always saying? When in Thay, do as the Thanes do.
Where's they?
Oh, jeez.
Are we in Thay?
All right, where's me maps? Lay me maps out.
Joe, as you begin to sort of search for your maps, there's two things kind of going on at the moment. In the pool, there is a gnome, but this gnome, you normally expect to see them with like a grey pinstripe suit on and like a little briefcase. But now they're donning like the traditional like Victorian-esque swimsuit. He's got like purple skin, a very flamboyant moustache, a monocle, and he's just sort of making his way along the pool. And Joey,
I like to think he doesn't usually wear a monocle, but this is his swimming monocle.
You know when you're in The Sims and you have like different outfit sets? This is the swimming one. You've just pressed random. Sure. Yes. But he's sort of doing breaststroke in the pool, and Joe, he kind of waves to you, and this keeps happening, Joe. He just keeps waving to you on this trip, and he looks a bit too shy to actually come across and say hello. But he waves really at both of you and goes, "Oh, hi, guys."
Hello. Are you having a good swim, love?
I think so. He seems
Would you know if you were having a bad swim?
And he kind of makes his way across to you. No, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know that, no.
Nice weather. A bit confused.
No, I just it's my first swim properly.
You're doing very well then.
Thank you. You seem so out of breath. And as this is going on, by the bar, someone has noticed that you've passed your cocktail across, Valka. And coming out to you is a very tall, strapping waiter who you probably know quite well at this point. Wearing the smart, crisp, tight white shorts and shirt that is the customary uniform of these people, the navy neckerchief that has the Misty Steps sort of golden logo, and he has the greenest eyes you've ever seen. And this is a half-elf, and he brings sort of various brightly coloured drinks towards you in these elaborate sort of glasses. May I interest you in the sparkling Evermead, Mum? It's particularly scrumptious this time of year, or perhaps the many cherry wine spritzer with a notable refreshing zing.
Oh, you do spoil me. Well, I'll take one of those that you recommend. Absolutely.
Gently passes them across. You know his name by this point. He's got a name badge on as well. They all have name badges. His name is Zumlan.
Zumlan.
Mm-hmm.
How many cherries?
Well, they're hand-picked, you see. No one quite knows the extent to which the cherries are picked, but I'd estimate at least 50 per glass.
How do you have room for anything else in it?
Well, the glasses are, as you know, bottomless.
This is true. It does make sampling all of them quite difficult, I have to say.
You've worked your way through the collection and you've done it so well.
I do try.
And with that, we're going to head downstairs to the next level before this gets a bit too...
Malka's really, really drunk. Is that Nat starting off the campaign like, oh...
No. Sure, I'm on holiday.
Sure, so we're going to head down to the next level with Valka merrily swaying upstairs. So downstairs... This has 3 levels, right? This is the middle section. It holds 2 things, the guest cabins, but also the panoramic dance hall. So this luscious area is at the front of the ship, the prow, if you will. I googled that prow. It features a sprung dance floor, lit by 3 crystal chandeliers and a golden stage, which allows for fun events such as bingo and entertainment competitions. The panoramic dance hall is called this because of the thick glass windows on all sides, allowing guests to see the underwater scenery. Now, I will just state that we are travelling through a murky swamp, and things are looking a little muddy. Visibility is extremely minimal. However, to distract from the murky surroundings, Ali, please can you tell us who you're playing, what they look like, and maybe a little about what you're doing right now?
I'm going to play Tesselia again.
Yay.
After having a brief honeymoon with Alkis, but now it's in other adventures. Let's talk about that later. So the first thing that you see is that people in this saloon quite attend to a centerpiece. This centerpiece is gold and black. So imagine a sphere that has rotated a little bit to create a grid. And as you remember, Swifty is quite crafty. So Swifty has taken the place of the tombola, or I don't know the name in English for
tombola. We'll go with tombola, sure.
Where the numbers are. So you can see all the numbers inside Swifty going around. And what's next to Swifty? Tesselia. Tesselia has get a he loves the outfit from the ball, so all the time he's using his bridal gown, and he's got the nickname of the bride, although not getting to play married, or maybe he is, who knows. And yeah, so the people is attend to what he is doing, and he goes voulez-vous 22, Waterloo 42, Angel Eyes, pair of nines 99. We have a winner! And he points to the end of the room, and somebody says, I got it. And yeah, Tesselia is being on charge. He's not being paid. He's just taking over. The entertainment in the bingo.
Amazing.
Of course, I think that is sort of afternoon event or like midday afternoon event.
Yeah.
At night, he just party hard.
Totally. So yeah, we are midday right now. I look forward to see what happens with the party hard later on. But sure. So Tesselia, you're there now. Someone normally runs this bingo, but has kind of allowed you to do it instead. And the person that normally runs the bingo is Roger, or Roger, whichever you would prefer.
Is it French?
Could be, but Roger is the cabin crew lead. So yeah, normally Roger runs the bingo, but now you're doing it. And Roger is a Leonin who clearly takes very good care of himself, maintains a healthy, fur moisturizing and grooming routine. He looks spotless. His mane is kind of coiffed delicately with a light wave. And he seems to have taken extra care with his neckerchief tie. There are 4 people playing at the moment, but we've just announced the winner. Now, the winner is always the winner. This person always wins. This is Marjorie. And Marjorie is an ancient halfling with glasses bigger than she is. She has this hunched back and a wrinkled face that barely moves. She never misses a game. I guess kind of similar to Valka, really, but Valka's taking a bit of time off to get drunk.
Valka is pissed off that Marjorie is clearly cheating and has gone for a break.
So yeah, Marjorie has sort of just raised her little hand and screamed at the top of her lungs, bingo! But yeah, perhaps it's that halfling look just giving her the edge. Roger.
Would you say she's lucky?
Oh, she's very lucky. Roger makes his way to dearest Marjorie. Oh, Tesselia, love, I've forgotten the prize. Can you bring us something nice to give to our Marjorie?
Yes.
Tesselia, make an investigation check for me, please.
First roll, which is a 14.
14, not bad. Cool. 4 things you are able to find from the very clear table of what's in front of you, but your choices of prizes to give to Marjorie include a selection of scented candles, a dragon chess set, the theme of merfolk, a shallow flan dish, or a 10 gold piece gift card for Murkendraw Bog Resort and Spa?
I will take the gift card. And
Give her the flan dish. Give her the flan dish.
That's come from me winning a flan dish once at a church raffle, and I hated it. Anyway.
I want
thing is-
a tin of canned salmon one.
Right.
At church raffle.
I think the prize. I think Valka would, because I think Valka and Teseli has had some conversation because she's unusual, that I know that Valka might want that gift. So it's like saving the best for Valka.
Got you.
Valka doesn't want the flan dish.
Well, she's got it now.
She doesn't bake.
Teseli, you make your way across with the gold, with the voucher to Roger, who kind of passes it across to Marjorie. Marjorie adds it to the literal pile next to her little next to her little desk. She has won so many things. Thanks,
There's a pile of things.
Oh yeah, yep. Thanks to Sally Love. You're doing very well with this bingo.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I do my best. I'm not a professional, but I do my best.
I mean, normally I like to take center stage, but
Oh,
you're not bad, are you?
well, thank you, I guess.
You're
What
welcome.
about Swifty? Do you like the new Tombola module?
Well, it's a bit big, but it's not necessarily a bad thing, is it?
Yeah, thank you. Good luck in the next game. And the silly thing is like, you're gonna lose.
Yeah, there's like this equal kind of look between you two of just like, you're just putting up with each other. Like, you both want that stage. It's both yours, and it's quite awkward. Anyway.
I'm gonna fix the next game. Swifty.
But with that, we're gonna move to the lowest part of the ship, or barge, should I say? We're gonna move to the Nook Archive, a spacious library of fiction and non-fiction, with ambient lighting and a seating area. The Nook is imbued with an illusion magic, which allows readers to select a scenic environment to read in. The place also feels enchanted to feel bigger on the inside than it actually is. The stacks and stacks seem to go on forever. It's quiet in here right now. One of the crew, a half-orc in a loosely fitting Misty Steps logoed robe, with sandals, makes their way through the stacks, organising the tomes, lining them up neatly. And as they walk past, giving a respectful, tusky smile. Could you please tell us what you look like, what you're currently doing, and what you might have been up to for the past couple of days?
Yeah, so I'm playing Demise. Demise is was originally a tiefling, now a hexblood. Has like a crown like of bone around the head, and also two white horns which rise up, which look like flames. She has purple skin with like gold face tattoos, and she's wearing like tight purple trousers and like a big fur cape, even though it's, we're on holiday, but still the cape.
Hey.
And probably quite noticeably, they have a pair of massive skeletal wings, which don't look capable of flying, but are just there. Demi has been doing a lot of reading, probably not socializing too much, looking for books. Is there anything about Waterdeep? Not that Demi doesn't need to know about Waterdeep, they just want to read about it.
Sure. Would Demi like to please make an investigation check for me?
Oh, natural 20 for a 29.
Hey, every single tome imaginable to Demi is available to choose from. You know what? When I say the stats go on and on, it's just with Waterdeep tomes. So please pick your choose from any of the books that you would like to be reading.
Is there like a catalogue of a recent exhibition in Waterdeep?
Oh, there could be, yes.
Then that one. It's an exhibition of magical items that Demi is just like leafing through. And yeah, just chilling out.
Sure. Is there any specific magical item within that book that stands out to you? Some mirror, perhaps, or anything else in there that takes your fancy?
Some sort of like crown with eyes. Yeah.
So as you're sort of perusing through this half-orc, who I guess would be one of the only people you've really talked to, and in a library that's saying something, so you've possibly just exchanged some very quiet words with. This half-orc is called Magenta, and they sort of speak with a whisper, which is really hard. They look like they're trying super hard, because whispering with tusks, not easy. Can I fetch you anything from the stacks?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. I'll be over there. And she kind of makes her way
Is she
across.
running?
It's quite a way, but she kind of runs kind of quietly in her little sandals, trying to not make noise, even though you're the only person in here. But she doesn't want to disturb you. Demi, with the capability of making this place look however you would want it to look, have you changed the illusion at all? Or is it just looking like a library?
It looks like almost like a classroom. Like there are blackboards on the walls and there are like desks around. Yeah, I think so.
Amazing. Cool. Well, with that, we're gonna snap on back to the rooftop pool. Thank you, Demi. So, Joe and Valka, Valka, you're having a great time.
I've asked for snacks as well, by the way.
Oh, there's an entire selection of sort of baked potato crisps, I guess you would call them. Peanuts, that sort of thing. They are described in detail by Zumlin, aka Nigella. But as you're sort of consuming all of your snacks between you and the little gnome has got out the pool, introduced himself. His name is Caper. He kind of sits next to you all.
No, too cute.
You can hear the sound of pottery. It's weird. It's like, you know when you drop a plate and you pick up the pieces and they kind of creak on each other? Pottery scraping on pottery. And looking upwards, you find its source. You see a ripple of glowing bright white energy shearing through the sky. And high above the treetops, far, far above the barge, you can just make out a small silhouette falling, getting closer and closer and closer by the second. Rebecca, thank you for being so patient. Please describe who is falling, what they look like, and anything about them that is visibly changing in this moment.
Oh boy. Falling from the sky, screaming.
Oh.
With mingled glee and terror, you aren't quite sure which. It's hard. It's just loud. Is a very small gnome. Even for gnomes, she's maybe 2 foot tall. She is dressed in quite dusty, road-worn leather armor, and has a wooden staff in her hand that, as she falls and tumbles, is morphing and mutating. It was wooden with a blob of wax at the top, but as she falls, it pops in and out of a few things and then settles back to her staff with the blob of wax, but now with some vines wrapped around it. She has small fun buns, and is probably, because she's falling out of the sky, panicking, on fire.
Oh, gosh.
This is Veracity. She is a gnome falling out of the sky.
Amazing. How else would you wish to start this game? Anyway, Veracity, your last memory of being in a physical place that wasn't falling through the sky was when you were holding Malice's hand. Flowers and leaves surrounded you. And then it felt like you weren't there anymore. The sound of croaking seemed to be all around you, like a toad was croaking. And then you saw a pair of very large toad-like eyes, golden and impossibly bright. There was a flash of light, but then a stillness in the air. And you can swear that you've experienced that stillness once before. The golden light and the eyes have gone. And then as you fall, you know the sound of the ringing in your ears. Broken porcelain, scraping on broken porcelain. A grinding cacophony screeching through your mind. You don't know how long you've been falling. Time seems to mean nothing to you in this moment. The rest of you watching this figure falling, still no idea who it is, they're still quite far away, but the glowing energy in the sky kind of redirects, rippling downwards. And with a lurch, the barge comes to an abrupt stop. Perhaps just in time, as spladoosh, Veracity, you land in the pool. Can I get dexterity saving throws from Valka and Joe, please? I'll do one for Caper.
21.
Nice.
8.
Okay. Joe and Caper perhaps both dive in the same direction into each other. You both get completely soaked from head to toe. Valka, like with the cocktail still in hand, you just manage to kind of just step out of the way. You pick your way through and manage to avoid getting splashed. But yes, Veracity, your flames do kind of fizzle out somewhat as you land in the pool.
So just a hiss of steam.
Yeah, there's like the pool is now boiling at this point. And you rise to the surface, seeing the familiar face of Valka and also a new face of someone else who look very, very damp.
Valka?
Veracity!
Veracity will run and leap around.
Scoop you up out of the pool.
Yeah.
Like a squirrel monkey cling around Valka.
What are you doing here?
Sorry, I'm really wet and I think I'm on fire and I'm sorry, I think I fell out of the sky. Are you okay? Are you ready here?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Are you fine?
No.
It's okay. It's okay. Big bear hugs. Big bear hugs. It's all right. It's all right.
You called me. How did you do that? You didn't used to be able to do that.
What?
You called me. I was about to go and fight a god monster angel thing, and then you went, "Hey, Veracity, maybe don't do that." And then you pulled me out of the sky.
Did I?
But I thought it was you. But then there was also a noise that I'm very scared now. But no, it's fine. It was definitely you, and everything's okay.
Okay. I will put you down.
No, I'm not done.
Holding you like a cat.
I'm not done. I want to come back.
Okay. All right.
While that's happening, Valka, do you want to make a history check for me?
Sure.
Right, well, I think I'm going to need another run of them. There you go.
The little gnome that's with you goes, "Oh, okay," and he picks it up for you, makes this kind of trundles his way off to the.
Oh, no, I was
to the
trying
bar.
to give that to Zumla. Never mind.
He's going to get you a drink. He's feeling generous. What did you get on your history? 8. Maybe you could have said something like that, maybe. It sounds like something that you could say. You do have those words available to you.
I've said those words before. Maybe not in that order. Okay, well, I'm glad you're here.
I need to go back. They're all about to go and fight a monster without me, and they'll die. They're all really stupid. They'll die.
Oh, okay. But would you have died if you'd have stayed?
Probably. It was all horrible, and they were all talking about a thing called nillyism, which is that life is pointless and that nothing's good, so you might as well just embrace death. And I don't like it very much. It was like Barda, but times 1,000.
Well, that does sound awful.
Yeah, but they all had a lot of eyeliner.
Oh, that sounds like my kind of party.
Hello, I'm Veracity. Who are you? Where are we?
Oh, right. This is a barge. It's fancy. They give you lots of free drinks if you ask. And you don't need to do much until we get there, and then we will have to do some work. This is Joe. Joe, this is Veracity. Joe is from the Shadowfell.
Do you know any skeletons?
Yeah, about hourly.
Okay. Do you know one with rubies in his eyes and really interesting fingers?
I didn't. What? That's not the bit that you were supposed to remember. I did ask about. I asked about him, and Joe has not met him.
You
okay,
folks,
that's good. He wasn't very nice.
You folks are after some very specific skeletons.
Yes, well, they were after us, so it's worth being vigilant.
So when we get off this barge, that's when we have to go and fight the god monster, because life is pointless, right?
I don't think so. No, we're. Oh, it's been a long story. Folks are on here for different reasons. Right. I was trying to get home because we were somewhere else again, and oh gosh, it's a very long story. Right. But anyway, if I'm on here and I do this job for these people that own this barge, then I get to go home for free.
Oh, I know that one. I know about being stuck somewhere until you do a job and then you can go home. We'll get you home. Why aren't you? I left you so you could stay at home. Why aren't you at home?
Oh, well, there was this unicorn, and they were after the constant, and then there was an issue, and we ended up in this place where it was all very confusing, and there were these creatures with tentacle faces, and bad things happened. But I got away, and now I'm here.
Okay. Veracity will just start patting your knee, is probably the highest she can reach. You don't have to talk about the bad. I'm sorry. It's all my I'm sorry. We'll get you home, and then you can see Ilvi, and it will all be okay. And your son seemed sort of competent. I'm sure your farm's fine.
Oh yeah, no, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. But it would be good to see them again. We probably should talk about what happened, but it doesn't have to be now. You should see the rest of the ship, because this actually is a very lovely place. And
how far away from Elturel are we? Is it further away than Baldur's Gate?
I'm led to believe, I think we've turned a funny corner again, and we're somewhere else entirely.
Like where?
Well, you know how when we went to the hedge maze, there wasn't actually a maze and there weren't any hedges.
And everything went terribly, terribly wrong, and it was all a disaster, and all our friends betrayed us, and then everything was awful. Yeah, I remember that time.
Yes. Well, and then the more important bit is the fact that it was a different place that was not walkable. You had to turn a funny corner, right?
Yeah,
to get
the pockets.
There. Yes, right. So it's one of them.
Okay. Which one?
Joe?
I think sky's your first clue.
Yes.
Have we been told? Has Valka actually been told where this is?
I'll get out another map. Hang
yes.
on.
So you would know that you are on your way to Murkendraw Bog Resort and Spa, which is in the Feywild.
Yes. So we're in this place called the Feywild. And there's a spa, though. A spa? That'd be nice.
The Feywild?
Yes. It's in
where
a
the
bog.
Archfey live.
Yes. So that was where we were trying to get to anyway, though, right? So maybe we could, once we've done helping these nice people out, we could have a chat to them and see about getting you sorted now that you're here. With your little going home problem. And then we can both go home. Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe, if you'd like that.
Then life wouldn't be pointless, and all those silly people could just go be silly, and I could go home.
It was never pointless, love.
Tell that to Malice, and then they were all very strange. One of them would just rip some of her skin off and throw it at people, and then it turned into tentacles, and then she was just like, "Well, I'm evil." It was strange.
Does sound like quite a unique skill set.
She was really nice, but every time she was nice, she'd be like, "No, because I am evil," and it was.
How did you discover you can do that?
I think she sold her soul to someone very bad, who sort of owns her now forever. I don't think it was a good deal.
Oh dear. Well,
I'm glad you wouldn't do anything that silly, Val, because this is good. It's really good to see you.
And you. Maybe we can add that to our list of... We've got quite a long to-do list, but maybe we can go help them. If you think they're going to be in serious trouble, maybe we can look into that after.
Yeah. Maybe I'd rather just go home. Is that okay? They sort of walked into it all themselves. They were all very keen to pose and solve things. I think they're probably fine. Let's get you home, and let's get me uncursed. And I'm being very rude, Joe. It's very nice to meet you. Can I tickle your cat?
Oh, all right. Yeah, sure. Shadow kind of holds his arm out, and Shadow walks down and sits on his palm.
So when Shadow's petted, do all the eyes kind of close at once? Like, what happens? Do they close one by one or all at once?
It's kind of sporadic, and it's not in any discernible order.
Amazing. So as this exchange of words is happening, and as cats are being petted, and as their many eyes are closing, the ripple of energy that was crackling through the sky as Veracity kind of arrived now seems to have encapsulated the entire barge. Teseli, in the dance hall, although it's murky outside, you can see 4 lights, dim at first, underwater. Then they become much brighter, and they sort of whiz through the murky water. At this point, Roger dashes to the stage and picks up the crystal vocal enhancer, a chunky wand with a large round crystal on top of it. He casts thaumaturgy, and all of you, no matter where you are on the barge, you hear,
"Bing bong, this is your cabin crew speaking. For your own safety, it would be advisable to return to your spacious cabins, lock your doors, and batten down the hatches. For the duration of this emergency situation, the contents of your micro-permafrost beverage holders will be complimentary. It appears the interplane energy system and the protective field have failed for some unknown reason. If there is anyone magically imbued or inclined, or anyone armed with battle axes, please go immediately to the top deck. We have local wildlife incoming. I repeat, if there are any adventurers aboard..."
Takes a look at you, Tiselli, raising his eyebrows.
"Please ascend as fast as you can to the top deck while we get the interplanar energy system and protective field back up and running. Thank you for travelling with Misty Steps. Bing bong."
Oops.
That's Roger. He's the captain. He's very nice. Where did I put my armor? Starts. I'm assuming for sanity's sake, I've popped it under the sun chair.
Absolutely.
Ellie will quickly pick up Swifty, and at first just very small steps, and then just rush it, and just will shout, "Do you want me some drinks?"
Okay,
All right, well, it looks like you got this in hand. I'll see you later. Well,
Joe, can you not? You know shadowy stuff, right? That's not helpful.
I suppose so.
Just think of the amount of cherries they'll give you afterwards if you help.
It's a cherries.
Broke everything, didn't I?
Well, we don't know that. We don't know that these two things that happened at the same time are connected.
No, exactly.
As you're having this conversation, Demi appears behind you in the dimension door up to the onto the deck.
Nice. Oh, amazing. Just before you do, Magenta's there. She's just about to sort of put some books away. And as you disappear, she kind of drops them all in a bit of a fright. But amazing. Demi, you arrive on the top. Tiselli, you have ascended to the top. You all hear splashing coming from either side of the barge. Caper, the little gnome, kind of gets to Joe, passes one of the cocktails across, and then runs away back downstairs. Bye!
Can I pop Sparky out?
I'm sorry? Yes, of course you can.
Thank you very much.
Sure. I'm assuming those who have things like mage armor know that they generally cast them in the morning. Just saying, if you would like to have those on.
They require mage armor? Not necessary.
I do.
Yes. So as you are all sort of assembling, shall we say, near the pool, two creatures hoist themselves onto the deck. Their skin is slippery, but sort of scaled underneath the oily flesh on top. They look like big newts, but with sharp claws and a mouth full of spindly teeth. The mouth is hard to look at, though, because the two bright eyes, which seem to emit an impossibly bright light, kind of scan across, and you kind of have to kind of look away as they look directly at you. Tiselli, could you just make either a nature or a history check for me?
I will do a history check just for the sake. 9.
You thought you had seen something similar before, but must have been something else. But with that, please could you all roll some initiative?
Yay!
In fact, please bear with while I bring up my encounter builder on D&D Beyond. I'm prepared.
Oh, that was.
Is there, in the same vein as people may have done mage armory preparatory things before shit goes down, as these things are crawling over the edge, am I alright to, Valka grabs an axe and points at it, at one of them, and goes, "Don't come any closer!"
Of course. Do you want to do an intimidation?
I was gonna curse them, if that's alright. Is that allowed?
Roll a dexterity saving throw for me. Let's see if we can be quick enough. Let's see if we can pew
That's
it.
fair. Oh, that's not great. That's a 13.
13? You know what? It's higher than a 10. Sure. Of course you can.
Yay! So generous.
So,
Thank you.
to the left and the right, there is a green one on the left and a blue one on the right-hand side. The barge itself is 50 foot in width. You're about 30 foot away from them. Which one would you like to go for, Valka? Which one are you cursing?
Are they both 50 foot away, are they?
They're 30 foot away from you.
30 foot, great.
But sort of 50 foot apart from each other.
Okay, whichever one is closest then.
Left or right?
Blue.
Right, cool. So what does that look like just in that split moment before everyone kind of is ready?
As I said, like Valka stoops down to grab her axe and just kind of point. And these axes are bigger and chunkier than she'd had before, so Veracity might notice the difference. They were previously like 2 little hand axes. These are like big battle axes, 2 of them. They're looking a little like chipped and crunchy, and like they've seen things, and they've got a little bit of a weird green glow to the edges of them. And as she picks it up and leans up and just points at this creature and goes, right, no, stay back. This kind of little sheen, it's really subtle, just like a little sheen runs across the axe. And the blue one gets that kind of over it as well.
Amazing. And just let us know what that does.
That's going to give me +4 to my damage rolls and crits on a 19 or 20.
Ooh, nice. Okay, cool. And initiatives, can you just all let me know what you got?
11.
11?
19.
Nice. Oh.
Nat
Got a
20 for 23.
16.
Cool. Amazing. Okay. So, first up, I have Valka.
All right, then.
You've just cursed away, being the dexterous so-and-so that you are. What would you like to do? Obviously, the one that you have cursed, the blue one, is kind of glowing now with this energy that you can see.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
Well, it's clearly still coming towards me.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, right?
Clearly, obviously. But to be fair, they've made their way on. They walk across the sun loungers as if the sun loungers aren't there. They look quite intent on getting to whatever living forms on top of the barge.
Sure. Right. Well, in that case, I'm gonna rage. I said, stay away. And you start to see this kind of is again. It's really subtle, kind of wisps. Spinning around Valka, this kind of bluey spectral energy as her ancestors come to help. And I'm just going to charge over and hit the thing.
Cool. Okay, roll to hit the thing.
Face.
Twice? Can you do that twice?
I can do it. Yes, two attacks plus a bonus action attack because I'm a dual wielder.
Amazing. Just remind me,
Yes.
if you are a barbarian,
Yes.
if you are raging, you cannot cast spells. However, if you've already hit something, you should be okay, I believe.
It's not a spell. It's not a concentrate. Yeah, it's not a spell.
Cool,
This one.
fine. Just checking, just keeping us honest. Marvelous, thank you.
Yeah.
Are you recklessing, or is it too early for reckless?
Ooh.
I won't this time.
You have had a couple of beverages, I'm just saying.
That is true.
Woo!
Oh, go on then. Maybe I will.
Been there,
okay.
done that.
So the first one is 21 to hit.
21, that will hit, yes.
So that's 7 on the dice. So that's 14 damage.
Cool.
And then the second one. Oh, that's a 19. That is a 19. That is a crit.
Oh, amazing. So double your dice.
Oh no, gonna roll so many things now.
Barbarian maths.
Barbarian maths. Let me just remind myself exactly what I was doing with that. So it was, oh lordy. You know when you scroll past something and then you can't find it again?
Yes, all the time.
I'm just good. Right, I'm just gonna start by pushing that button, and then, okay. So that's 10. So that's +4. Wait, what did I do? I didn't add my +4 to the damage previously. Oh no, Barbarian Mass has
That's all right.
got me already.
We can add a 4 post to that. I'll do that now.
That was 4 for the first one.
Got you.
And then the second one, which is a crit. So that's 10. So that's 14, and then plus another 11 and 15.
15 in total.
14 plus 15.
That's a number. That is
a
certainly
number.
29.
That is 29 for the second attack.
Wow, that second attack, jeez.
Yeah.
That certainly does a heck of a lot of damage. As you recklessly, I'd like to think that you've chucked your cocktail glasses to one side, maybe off the barge. You've just chucked them away. You're raging, you're reckless, you're littering in the Feywild. It's fine. As you make your way across, you hit these things twice. You notice that there is, underneath this oily skin, it's like there are dragon scales just underneath. But cool. Anything else on your go, Valka, that you would like to do?
I've bonused, so I'm all out of stuff.
Okay, so you've moved to the right-hand side to be near the blue one. Speaking of the blue one, it is its go. Let's see. It will, with its eyes as a bonus action, kind of look up directly to you, into your face. Could you please make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Sure. That's a 26.
Oh, amazing. So the eyes kind of flash up to meet yours with this bonus action, but you are so consumed by the stuff that you're doing to it, you don't even notice. You're that cross with your rage. That was its bonus action. For an action, let's see. 15-foot cone, Valka, you would be the only person within that because you've moved 30 foot to get there. Could you please make for me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, no. Now it all starts to come to apart.
Oh, no.
Actually, no, not too bad with wisdom. That was a non-nat 20.
You are rolling stunningly today.
Thank you,
Hey, cocktails all around. What would have been 44 points of psychic damage reduced by half to 22. You feel like this thing is... It's breathing this sort of cone of spores, and you feel them kind of rippling over you and bursting. Something within you is telling you to run away, but you shake it off with that heckin' good roll, and you do not feel like you would be frightened of this creature. But that is its go.
That is still 22 points of damage, yeah.
Correct. Which takes us to Veracity. What would you like to do?
When you say breathing spores,
yes,
would you call this thing a plant creature?
I don't know, but Veracity could certainly make a nature check.
Is that an action?
No.
Thanks. You are kind and
You
merciful.
have eyes and you can make a decision in a split second.
12.
12. I mean, these things came from the water, you think, but there's like plants in the water. So maybe it's like an algae thing, but maybe it's a water thing, and you're turning all this around in your head.
Yeah, Veracity's just fallen from a war zone out of the sky. She's not going to be thinking that smart. She's going to set on fire, please. Okay. I am going to cast Scorching Ray at 4th level.
At which creature? The one on the left or the one on the right?
The one that
Valka
just hurt Valka.
Okay, cool. So if you are casting a spell, I'll just tell you this now. Could you, if it's a spell attack, please roll at disadvantage.
Okay. That is okay. It's 4th level, which means it is 5 rays.
Okay.
I will roll fast. All of them at disadvantage.
Marvellous.
Well, that's a natural 20 down the toilet. So instead, that is... Oh, I have a plus 11, a 25. Disadvantage, 24. Ooh, nat 1. 20. Another 20, 22. And blah, blah, 19.
19. That 19 seemed like it just hit. Okay. Well, just a bit more than hit. Maybe it's just one more than its AC. That natural one did not. So, are you going to say something to Sally? What were you thinking? You got your thinking.
So Sally learned some tricks from Hump. So I guess Sally's gonna use silvery barbs to reroll that natural one.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, use action economy, so it's my reaction.
Oh, nice.
That is a 21 at disadvantage.
In which case, they all hit.
So 5 hit, so that's 10 d6, and then I have another d8 because Sparky's up.
Oh. What does Sparky look like for those who have not seen Sparky?
Sparky peels himself out of Veracity until is an exact replica of Veracity, of a sort of burning waxen gnome child, but entirely on fire.
Amazing. Roll your damage.
Yes, 10d6. I said, 10. I'll do it on the app so we aren't waiting forever. That's 42. Do I add anything? No, I don't, but then I add a d8 because Sparky, 3, so a total of 45.
Amazing.
And then as a bonus action, I will tell Sparky to also attack the blue one, if the blue one's still up.
So, Sparky may wish to rethink its choices as the blue one, your fiery rays kind of whoosh towards it, Valka. Like, this is all happening at the same time. So you're hitting, and as you're hitting, you kind of move out of the way as these bolts come its direction. It does completely kind of melt the skin off it, so to speak. However, as it does die, Valka, you hear this, in fact, all of you with the range, you hear this piercing shriek come from it. It kind of seems to vibrate in place, and this blood-curdling screech emits from it. Those of you within 10 foot, Valka, I'm sorry, that's you again, Barb, problems. You're going to take some damage as it doesn't explode or anything gross like that. It just emits this blood-curdling shriek as it dies. You take 20 points of necrotic damage. And you notice the boards underneath it seem to kind of rot and sag, but that creature is no more.
Okay.
As a reaction, yes. I will use my cauterizing flames because Valkyrie sharing is within melee with the thing. Mm-hmm. So that means I can use the fact that it's died. So yes, as it dies, a spectral flame springs forth from the dead creature's space and flickers there. I can use my reaction to extinguish the flame and heal Valka 2d10 plus my wisdom modifier. So plus 5.
Oh, I also regained 3 hit points because the thing was cursed.
So you did great.
Thank you for reminding me.
You heal 17 from Veracity for free.
Nice.
You just took 20, healed 3, and healed 17.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That is fun.
It's like we're at a party.
Cool. Thank you. Veracity, does Sparky want to do anything?
Sparky will flame seed the green one, please.
Okay, roll to hit with disadvantage.
Yes, so I am just finding Sparky's stats. It has been there we go. Plus 9 to hit. That's not bad. Thank you, Sparky. Oh, with disadvantage. That's another nat 20. That one is an 18 to hit.
18, that just hits.
Brilliant. That is 1d6 plus 4. Not much, but it's honest work. 6 points of damage.
So the other one has just sort of like appeared on deck. The blue one has just been seared in flamey flame, and as it kind of shrieks as its sort of body is disintegrated, basically, it takes another bit of flame to the face. Veracity, is that your go?
Yes, she will move slightly just to... Sorry, Valka, I know it's annoying. To position herself in front of Valka, all 2 feet of her, and go, stop hitting Valka, she's too nice.
It's all right, love. I'm built for it.
With that, we'll move over to Teseli. Teseli, over to you.
So blue is no more.
Blue's gone.
And where is green?
Green, 30 foot diagonally to your left.
And there is nothing between green and myself.
There's a couple of deck chairs and sun loungers, but there's nobody else.
So, first of all, Sally will do his signature move, which is Mantle of Inspiration, on Valka, Veracity, Swifty. I look to my right and I'm like, do I know you? On Demi. And you need a little bit of color on your cheeks and on Joe. So as your reaction, first of all, you get 8 temporary hit points. And as your reaction, you can decide to move up to your speed.
If you haven't had a reaction so far,
If
which
you
I
haven't
think
had
some
your
of you
reaction.
have.
Yes. So that's everyone except myself, which is good. I'm just going to use my movement to move back. So I expect that the others move forward and put themselves between myself, squish it to Sally and the green one. So
Sally the Brave, that's you.
that is my bonus action. So feel free to react now, everybody else. And I will look at Valka and say, do you mind going a little bit bigger?
As long as I still fit on the ship, love.
And the Sally will invoke a little bit as a few butterflies. They start covering one of your shoulders, and then you start like glowing greenish and bluish, and you enlarge. So you are now large. Medium. Yeah, you are large, and all your attacks do 1d4 more.
Amazing, thank you.
And you have advantage on strength?
Yes, on only checks. Let me see if
you get that with rage anyway, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You're just raging and huge.
As you back away past Demi turns to you and just says to Sally.
And Swifty
Joe also backs away.
Veracity is there.
Swifty is going to move at least 15 feet. So like halfway between the green and the Sally. So at least there is an obstacle. But yeah.
Quick question. Does Swifty revert to the egg form, or is Swifty still a tombola? Are there still balls going on in
It's
Swifty?
a tombola. At this point, it's a tombola. Yeah, it was so quick that I just thrown. Yeah. Maybe some of the balls fall at the stairs when I was going up.
Yeah, Roger, the cabin crew lead, has definitely tripped up on some of those. Cool. Okay. So to Sally, anything else on your go that you do you have an action? No, you use that for enlarge. Yeah. Cool, that's you. So
wait, I'm sorry. I thought I had 45 feet of movement. I only have 40, so actually I do need to. I will use my reaction to move half of that, so I can actually make it to the other one on my next turn.
Cool, fine. Thank you for the honesty. I appreciate it. To Sally, thank you. That was a lot of maneuvering. So I've got Joe, Demi, and to Sally further back, whereas Veracity.
No, I've stayed where I was, so like still 30 feet away from the.
Got you. So Joe is further back. Veracity, Valka are up front, but Demi's kind of in the center. Cool. All right. Thank you to Sally. We're going to move over to the green newty creature. Let's just see. Who's kind of close? I guess Veracity. You're doing the eyes. I couldn't help it. It drew my attention.
If everyone else has moved away from it, then technically Valka would be close, because I would have had to have stepped over Veracity to walk towards the grid. If they're kind of 50 feet away along the edge of the barge, I've gone from one halfway across.
Cool.
If that makes sense.
Are you right next to it in that case?
If it was only half movement, then no, I would have moved 20 feet towards it.
Got you. So you're not, okay. So you're
it gives you all your movement. The reaction is all your movement. If you want.
Right. Okay. I'll maybe move 30 feet then. So I'm still 20 foot away. So I'll still get to it on my next turn, but I'm not like super close.
Cool. Nice. As Valka moves, by the way, the rest of you kind of go with the barge. It moves with Valka. So it will kind of just scuttle in a kind of weird kind of scuttly way. On top of one of the sun loungers, kind of central, look towards Veracity. Veracity, could you make for me a Constitution saving throw? Please.
A Constitution. Are you quite sure that's what you want?
That's what it says.
18?
18. You feel that the eyes kind of meet yours, but you just kind of look away. Perhaps looking at fire so much makes you a bit resistant in a way to this. You feel like it's trying to blind you, but it does not succeed. That's its bonus action. As an action, Let's see. Yeah, it does have that. It's going to just scuttle forward just a little bit again, and it's going to try and get Veracity and Valka in its cone. Could you both make wisdom saving throws for me, please?
Wisdom we can do.
Okay, D&D Beyond really loves me today because that was another nat 20.
Nice.
Mine's cocked in between a 3 and a 16. 26.
Okay, you take half damage again. Let's see what the damage is as the spores kind of come your direction once more. Would be 40 reduced by half to 20 of psychic damage. And again, you feel like it's trying to frighten you, but it's just not sinking in. That's its go for now. We're going to move over to Joe.
Right. So Joe's been standing there, Shadow kind of perched on one arm. So, right, you're up, lad. And so mechanically, I am casting Hound of Ill Omen or Pussycat of Ill Omen. Shadow just kind of leaps fluidly and kind of splashes down, but the form elongates and enlarges into a kind of more panther-like, but with wisps of black smoke wreathing their legs. So Hound of Ill Omen appears within 30 feet of the creature, an unoccupied space, which I would like to be, basically right there on top. So in combat with it, in melee. Mm-hmm. The large cat of Ill Omen, also, while within 5 feet of my target, has disadvantage on saving throws, which it is going to need because I am going to cast Mind Sliver on it, which is an intelligence saving throw with disadvantage because of the Pussycat of Ill Omen.
Okay. In total, that was 18.
You sound like a Bond villain, the Pussycat of Ill Omen.
I don't think I want to. Yeah, all right. I'm pretty certain that's, my save DC 17, so that saves. It's only a cantrip, so nothing happens. It does say that I need to roll initiative for Shadow now.
I can assume that Shadow just goes straight after you, if you would prefer to run it that way, unless you want to place... It's up to you.
If that's easier for you in terms of keeping track, I'm happy for Shadow to just go next.
That is fine by me. Just before Shadow does, you have cast a spell on this creature.
I have indeed.
And it has succeeded the DC.
It has.
It rolled a dice, and let's just see what that means. Cool. So, it affects only the Deep Fey Dragon Newt, is its name. It has no effect on the Newt, and is reflected back at the caster, using the spell slot level, save DC, attack bonus, etc. So could you make an intelligence saving throw?
Is it too late to use silvery barbs?
Have you used the reaction?
I took my turn, so I get my reaction back.
Good point.
And I move with my movement, not with Mantle of Inspiration.
I rolled a natural 20, so.
Well, okay.
We'll save that for good thinking to Sally. So it does fire straight back at you, but you succeed the throw. It doesn't affect you at all.
Yeah, as I see it coming back to it, bollocks. And I kind of, with my movement, just shuffle back to like where the doors and that up, and then up the wall, because I'm wearing my socks and sandals of spider climbing. Cool. And I'm going to be kind of perched on top of the ship.
Cool, that's fine.
And then, is it Shadow's go next then?
Over to Shadow.
Is anything else in melee range with the creature?
No. Valka would be the closest thing to it, and Valka's about 10 foot away, roughly.
Shadow would have pack tactics, so if they're not within 5 feet of the creature, then that is fine. We will just roll normally this time. So that is one of these with a +5. It's only a 12.
12 misses, I'm afraid. What was the attack?
Biting.
Big,
ferocious bite.
So it does connect, of course, with the skin, but those scales beneath it just repel it straight away. Thank you, Shadow. That was gorgeous. But we're going to move on over, if that's Shadow's go, to Demi. Demi, thank you for waiting so long. Over to you.
Does it look like this is the only thing remaining? Are there other things moving towards the boat? What's the situation?
I will say make a perception check with advantage. You've kind of held off just for the moment. You're kind of surveying what's going on around you. Make that with advantage just to see.
22.
22. There's some rustling in the trees, but these things did not come from the trees. On second inspection, it's a bird, not one of these new things in the trees, and it looks uninterested in what's going on.
Great. In which case, I'm going to hold out my hand, and I'm going to cast Otterluke's Resilience Sphere around it. It rolls a 4. I have already seen this happen.
Nice.
On its saving throw. It is a dex saving throw, so if it's got like a massive plus, I would have to have a plus 14.
Would it be able to, could you roll with advantage on that for me? Because it gets advantage on saving throws.
It replaces the whole roll.
Oh,
the divination
nice.
dice replaces the whole roll, even if it's advantage or disadvantage.
Cool. Dexterity?
Yeah.
Even with its dexterity, it would not succeed.
In which case, it gets enclosed in like a shimmering light, like it's kind of purpley shimmering light. And I'm just going to turn around to the group. Well, if someone could just boot that off the boat, then we can leave.
Oh. It's kind of inside and kind of sort of scrabbling and trying to bite the sphere as it's trapped. Taselli, you begin to recognize the teeth and the glowing lights from these things. They look like they're an evolved form of the snails that you once saw in a basement somewhere. But it's still kind of scrabbling around on the inside. What are the rest of you doing? I'm going to count this as out of initiative because it can't get to you.
May I eat it?
It can move on an action. Yeah, it means eating. It's currently weightless, entirely weightless.
Then, right, okay. We'll just go and pick up the whole thing and...
Can you please make for me some strength-based roll, please?
I can.
I know you're going to succeed, but we just need to make sure.
I mean, you say that, Liz, but the amount of times I've rolled a strength... See, that was only an 8 on the dice. It's a 17 total.
Don't you get advantage because you're raging?
Oh, I suppose... Well, yeah. I
And
suppose
enough.
it's still technically in a turn. Fine, I will. that was worse. That's a 17.
Shall we just go with the highest number? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. So Valka picks this thing up, and you're all just like, goes backwards and yeets. Valka, please just tell us sort of what happens to the sphere as it kind of goes through. What's it hitting on its way past? How comical is this? You tell me.
Great. Okay. Well, I think I accidentally hit the tree that had the bird in it. Oh, sorry! And it kind of like bong. Well, will it bounce, Demi?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, I don't think it'll sing. Sorry, I've lost the spell now. Yeah, nothing can pass through it, so it's going to float on top of water.
Great. I like to think that it's the 17, like it's not quite as high as it could have been. Like she does accidentally aim it and it hits that tree with the bird in it, and then just kind of like ping pongs between a couple of different trees and just kind of like then starts rolling through the water and through the kind of the underbrush.
Nice. Yeah, this thing's sort of still scrabbling around in it. How long does it last, the sphere?
1 minute until I stop concentrating.
Cool, okay. That should be okay. This thing is a little bit put off what's just happened, given that it's just been hoyed off by a gigantic person. Right now in the sky, though, there's like an entire flock of birds that have been disturbed by this ball that's gone between the trunks. And for that, I will say well done. You are now out of initiative. This thing is still scrabbling, but it seems uninterested in you at this moment. There is currently on this gorgeous boat a very fried corpse of one of these newts. Is there anything you would like to do in this time?
Well, aren't we a professional party of adventurers? That was lovely, everyone.
Oh, thank you, Taselli. Veracity, that's Taselli. He's my friend who
Hi.
runs the bingo.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
He doesn't wear many clothes, but don't hold it
No.
against him. He's living his best life.
Okay.
I think Demi's just going to go up to Taselli and like kind of grab your forearm in a really like weird way. Not weird, but like this.
From like face to face or like on the side?
Yeah, on the side.
So Teseli is a little bit distracted with the little flamey clone version of Veracity, but then feels this sort of shake that feels warm and familiar and has a flashback. And then looks at Demi, but is like, I feel like that I know you, but I don't know. My name is Teseli. What's your name? Sorry.
Demi. I had wings last time we met, not these, and I didn't have this either actually. So
Teseli is like making the maths, and he also opens his wings that might have been different from what in the past we met before, and was like, of course, I knew you. Amazing boots, by the way.
Thank you.
So what's with a new look, which is amazing?
I was dead, like pretty much immediately after we parted ways for quite a long time.
Well, is that a secret?
No.
The rest of us have just stood around like,
we can hear.
Well, I'm really, really glad to see you, and
Good to see you as well.
I mean,
actually, there's a book here I think you'd really like. I will get Magenta to fetch it for you.
Thank you. That would be lovely. You know, I don't know, like the expression, but I've heard like that becomes you. Absolutely.
Sorry.
And this other fella. Oh, sorry. Allow me to introduce. This is an old friend of mine, Demi. Miss Valka. She's a usual in the bingo. This bright fella here is. Can I roll to? Oh well, I was pointing at the fiery clone. I'm gonna roll for intelligence. I guess I know that is a.
Let's let the dice decide, Ali. Let's see if the dice tell you that you know what this is.
That's a 19. Do I know that that is a fire spirit?
You know that it's not actually a person. It looks like a person, sure, but I mean, it certainly has personality, but isn't always there all the time.
This is the companion of our friend Veracity. And
Are we friends? Hi.
Of course we're friends, darling. We just kill a thingy.
Yeah, good.
Like,
that's how I like to do it. Good. Yes, hello.
Hi.
This is Sparky. He's going to go away in a minute.
Oh, Sparky.
You go away now, sorry. And Sparky will like schlurp back.
This little fella is Swifty, and he will transform into the pony form. And
3 foot tall as an egg.
But it's medium size.
As an egg, 3 foot tall, right?
Yeah.
Swifty is bigger than Veracity.
So, and I say, feel free to have a ride, please.
Just to confirm, the chest of this pony is still a tombola.
Yeah, it's a tombola, but then the head and the legs, yeah.
Veracity will look to make sure you're serious, and if you nod, she will like climb up Swifty's leg and then just sit on top feeling incredibly proud of herself.
I see a recurrent theme here, like, well, all we have like pets or companions, because that other fella over there is gorgeous.
Sorry, who are we talking to?
About the pussy cat of ill omen.
Oh, right, yeah, Shadow. Well, I suppose you don't have to be that size anymore. You can, and Shadow kind of bounds back, shrinking until they're just a concentrated ball of shadow fluff with cat face.
Oh.
Adorable.
Joe is probably on the deck rather than standing horizontally on the wall again.
Oh, that's true. You're like up there. Hi. Do you have a name?
Well, I'm Joe. I've not had the pleasure.
Yeah, no, I think I've seen you around, but not At least not in the bingo as often.
I've been here since the start. They pick up in the Shadowfell, so no one else has to bother going there.
And you've never bothered going down to the bingo?
Or to the library?
No. No.
Well, you must come with me next time. Tesele runs a fabulous show. It's wonderful. It's very fun.
Oh, well, when in they?
At 4 a.m. there is a talent show.
Really? Is that for everyone, or is that one for the little kiddies?
I guess there is categories, but mainly kids.
Right.
Are there any children on board? I thought it was a bit dangerous.
Currently, there are no children on board, but that does not stop Tesele from running it. Certainly, Marjorie is encouraged to join in, but Marjorie just stays there with all of her flan dishes that she's won.
Yeah, she'd better.
As you're all getting to know each other, having this conversation, a whirring noise does begin sort of from underneath, and the barge does sort of begin to lurch forward and gain momentum again. Quick question, how long does enlarge last?
1 minute.
1 minute. Valka, you have, in this point, kind of mid-conversation, returned to your normal size. And in the distance, quite far away, you can see the top of a very bright building, partially hidden by the canopy against what is now an afternoon sky. There's a huge letter M shining on its roof. And as you draw close now to Murkendraw Bog Resort and Spa, we're going to take a break. So, see you in about 10 minutes, and see you then.
I've spent my life studying the enigma of dragonkind. What drives them, where to find them, the power they command. I've watched them build and topple whole societies. And I've seen the truth behind their treacherous words. They can be cold and callous. Some are outright savage, while others are more calculated in their ruinous pursuits. No matter their motivations, whatever fuels their primal rage, it is my responsibility to protect the citizens of Faerun from these dragons. Tell me, Dragon Slayer, will you join us?
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of the collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. You could be playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. Take your team of warriors on a quest spanning the Forgotten Realms, all on your mobile. Power up your teams with items, work with your guild to defeat hordes of enemies, and test your mettle in the arena. And to make all of that work, you need gems. As we frequently say, the hunt for gems is real. Pop !WOW gems into chat for a link to collect free gems and get yourself that nice sword you've been looking at, or revive your heroes against a deadly foe. Download link !Warriors of Waterdeep in chat.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with an ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
Before the break, we had just fried a newt on this barge. As it died, it kind of emitted this death scream and caused some necrotic damage. Some of the boards of the barge are now kind of wilting inwards. The other one was encapsulated within a sphere. The wizard who invented said sphere's name I can never remember. Otterluke?
Yeah, Otterluke's.
I always get confused between Otterluke and an Otterluke.
Otterluke, yeah.
Otterluke has
Every
significantly
time.
more tentacles.
Are you sure, though?
I mean, he was a high-level wizard. He may have had tentacles, but I'm going to assume Otterluke has more.
If you're in Twitch chat and you believe that this wizard had many tentacles, do let us know. However, this sphere of tentacle or not origin was hoyed off by the one and only Valka. Birds went scattering as the sphere bonged from tree trunk to tree trunk, and we had a sort of little conversation about who we were, and we introduced each other, and that's kind of where we left off. The barge has now begun to move again. The sphere has kind of popped, and this little newt has kind of gone back underneath the water and just glared at you with its shining bright eyes. You've seen the Murkendraw bog in the distance, and during this time that you've been talking, Roger's come up, tripping on some of the balls that Swifty dropped down the stairs, takes one look at the frazzled newt, unmoving. Could someone please clean that up?
Is that our job? We're on holiday.
I'd prefer to not use my hands.
I'll do it. It was sort of all my fault. Veracity will start trying to push it off the badge.
Thank you, love. I don't think we've met. Do you have a ticket, or are you a stowaway?
Neither.
She's here to help.
Is she?
Valka recommended me.
I would write
To
a
whom?
letter if needed.
Who's going to be paying for the board of Veracity, was it?
I can. I will pull out the most enormous coin purse you have ever seen.
Bigger than yourself.
Yeah, I took up gambling, Valka, while we were away. It works every single time.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Well, maybe
How
you can give me
much?
some tips.
Kill the thing.
He takes a little minute to kind of like steel himself after not expecting this huge sack of gold to appear from this very small little
Platinum,
gnome.
please.
And platinum, even better. He 10,000 gold pieces, which we don't usually have people paying in platinum here, but I believe that's, Liz can't remember, 1,000 platinum pieces?
100.
Yes.
100 platinum pieces.
100.
I'll take 1,000 though.
I'll give you 100 very happily, but I think it should be.
No, I think it is 1,000. You're right.
10,000 gold pieces worth is the fee.
But we're just going just over there, and I've only just arrived. I could just pop out and swim if that's easiest.
I could teleport her over there.
It's a bit further than 500.
500?
Whatever it is. Yeah, we're still quite a way away. Okay, fine. Make a persuasion check for Rusty, please.
Is Demi helping?
Is Demi helping?
Sorry,
Sally's helping, like
Taselli's helping.
Everyone's helping.
seriously, like
Yeah.
Yay.
I can't help.
of
I can't teleport you there.
I mean, you try and help, and then you just kind of go, I wish I was with my books. To Sally, what do you do to help?
I look at Roger like, seriously?
Don't you go
make
looking at me
us-
with them beautiful eyes.
If you behave mean, I will not do your hair anymore. You like to be all frizzy or like perfectly, like it is now?
Well, I like to think I do my own hair very well, but you did show me some things which were better. What did you roll?
Why don't you show your appreciation?
Well, you saved me from a nat 1, and instead I got a 5.
The eyes narrow a little bit. Well, let's call it 7,500 gold pieces.
But I killed the thing for you.
And look at my beautiful deck. Which is currently kind of
You'll
dripping.
find, actually, Roger, that was not any of our faults that this creature attacked. And actually, you allow Joe here to have his delightful pet. Veracity is about the same size, and she fits in my hand, so we could count her as my hand luggage.
Make an intimidation check, please, Valka.
Gladly.
Are we counting people as luggage now? Is that a thing?
D&D, well,
I mean, that was only
the new
a 10.
race, luggage.
I am a mimic.
Now, poor Roger has got 1, 2, 3, 4 people kind of looking at him, which does reduce DC. I'm going to say he kind of buckles under the fact that these people who he's asked to do a job are now annoyed with him. And we'll go, okay, 5,000 gold pieces, please.
Great. I chuck him 500 platinum.
He will gracefully take.
I hope you feel really happy taking money from a child refugee. Well done. There you go. Thank you. Your ship's really nice.
There's an entertainment competition, my dear, if you would like to attend. Tiseli will tell you all about it, and he turns promptly and goes downstairs.
He's under a lot of pressure.
I could have given him all my money, but I just didn't want to because he didn't seem to deserve it.
No,
They
he's
make a lot of money on these anyway. Yeah.
So entitled.
The other guests have started making their way back up. The restaurant's now open. People are now back at the bar. And as this barge does make its way onwards, you do see other boats starting to make their way, coming from various other places to the same direction. The cleanup has begun. The creature is hoid off. Roger comes up with a mop, tries to mop the deck, which is now sort of caving in. The other guests seem
more than a mop.
Well, you're welcome to help me mop if you'd like.
How would that help? It's going to take more than a mop.
Well, what would you suggest?
Well, magic. Not my magic. I don't have any magic like that, but someone might. You should ask.
He gets the from an undetermined location. He pulls out the crystal voice enhancer, casts thaumaturgy.
Ding bong, this is your cabin crew speaking. If anyone has any magical means of removing stains, please give me a call on the top deck. Thank you, Bing Bong.
Oh, stains. I could do stains. I can prestidigitate.
Amazing. Cool, Joe, you begin to prestidigitate under Roger's watchful eye, and it does eventually begin to reduce. As the barge pulls in to the arrival jetty at Murkendraw Bog, the guests begin to sort of disembark. Do you follow? Are you just chilling out on deck?
I have something to pick up in my room, but I will see you all. I mean, we're all enrolled for the same job, right? So I will just see you in the pier. And Tiseli runs. Swifty stays, but Tiseli runs to his room.
Swifty does that sort of idle thing that computer game characters do if you leave your controller around for too long. I think Crash Bandicoot taps his foot and does a yo-yo thing. So that's what Swifty's doing right now, just idle. Tiseli,
yo-yo, specifically.
Yes. Maybe gets out one of the little tombola balls and just begins sort of bouncing it on the deck. Tiseli, what are you doing in your room, may I ask? Worryingly.
No, literally just picking all my stuff,
Okay.
Personal belongings and everything. It's just and for other passengers that have been in the same corridor, they've seen that Tiseli is staying in room number 1, but he's embezzled the one in the form of a tea using rhinestones.
Gorgeous.
So he knows that doesn't belong to the ship, so he's just gonna take off. This is gonna be a little bit of residual from the E6000s, but yes, just to the best of his capabilities.
Well, there's some sort of semi-see-through bits of sort of crusted glue remaining around in the ghost form of a T, but you're able to get those back off. Demi, did you want to do anything in the library?
Steal the book.
Yes, which book? The one about the Asphas?
Yeah, the one written by Kriya.
Cool, yes, of course you can. You will make your way down, and Magenta will just assume that you're just here to do a bit of reading before you... The Magenta will not assume otherwise. Why would you steal a book from the library?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Terrible now.
Hello.
Hi, Magenta.
Hi. Did you fix the thing upstairs?
very much. And I was wondering if, in return, I might take a book with me.
No one has ever asked me that before. Magenta looks so confused.
It's very personally important to me, this book. I can't see anyone else being interested in it, really. It's very specific.
Make a persuasion check with advantage, because Magenta, bless her.
Oh, no, I roll a 17, which makes it a 19.
Got you. Cool.
We're not doing anything else today.
I love that reason for advantage, because bless her.
Yeah, so Magenta's like, well, I suppose, yeah. You've read it this entire time. It's yours, really. And she actually goes to get the book for you and passes it across and kind of bows as this happens in a really awkward way.
Thank you.
Thank you. And this goes on for a while. Yeah. Cool. But Demi, you are now a proud owner of the book. Please let us know the title.
Chaos in the Collection.
Yes.
So on the nose.
And you make your way up. All of you, eventually, you manage to disembark unless anybody else wants to do anything on the barge before you go.
Rose just... Oh, come on.
I would just give Zumlin a little wave as we go.
Yeah,
I look forward to the return journey. And he gives you a complimentary mint for you to leave with.
And I have a question. So go, Sean, go.
Joe, I mean, just going to say, Joe just goes back to his personal sun lounger, the one with the umbrella, and even though it's under the shade, just starts applying his own SPF 100 sun cream. Spend a bit of time out there in the mullet.
Do you also apply it to Shadow?
I mean, Shadow is made of Shadow. Shadow doesn't need it, but probably accidentally, like incidentally, just kind of going up the arm, and then I'll give Shadow a pat, gets a sheen.
It would be amazing if light came through where you apply it. Anyway, sorry. Yes, that all happens. To Sally, you were about to ask a question, or Ali even.
Bottomless drinks. Are they bound to the ship, or could someone take one bottomless drink?
Someone like who, Ali?
Like an adorable blue skin tiefling.
Would that blue skin tiefling with their egg like to make a sleight of hand check for me to see if we can just pop it underneath the garment?
Yes. To the very discreet garment.
Yes. Swifty could help if you wish, but you'll have to tell me how.
It's a 19, but it's still Swifty will accidentally trip to make a lot of noise, so people turn around, and then it just stop.
Cool. Which kind of glass are you taking, Teseli? Are we going with like the sort of cocktail glass that's the triangle? I can't remember the specific name. That's the triangle martini glass, or the sort of Long Island tea? Is that kind of kind of glass?
I think Teseli saw a margarita with the salt on the side and a slice of lemon, so it's just like that one. But again.
You are a proud owner of a martini. I love that we're all just on the rob. We are robbing from this luxury barge.
I asked politely.
The rule when you're on an all-inclusive holiday, right, is you take all of the little complimentary soaps and shower gels and all of the free food you can. And if it's a buffet...
all-inclusive.
Yeah, exactly.
And the towels.
Yep, the towels, the bathrobes, the slippers, you all have these items.
If it's a buffet breakfast, you get a napkin and you fit as many of the cakes as you can in it and take them away with you for the rest of the day.
Bacon.
Awesome.
Because... Cool. Well, after you are all stocked up, you step off the barge and walk onto like this wooden decking area, which sort of gradually changes to a paved welcome kind of space. At regular intervals, the paving stones are sort of embellished with the words "Welcome to Murkendraw Bog." There are other guests stepping off at the same time as you, and sort of other people are arriving at the jetty on the other vehicles that you've seen passing you as you've arrived. Has anyone seen like the Disneyland Paris or wherever advert where the kids and the adults arrive and they look up and their faces are in wonder. It's that kind of vibe as people are walking off. There's like a garden area with sort of a slide, I guess, in D&D. There's slides, sure. And they kind of go to the play area as the adults kind of continue on. The air is warm here. Now on the barge, the protective field that was around it kind of suppressed some of the heat. It's not uncomfortable, slightly humid, but there's no insects troubling you here. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. The welcome area that you're in is flanked by huge potted palm trees, and to your left, about 30 foot away, is a kiosk. And within it is a very pristine looking elf wearing a pea green blouse and a charming little beret of the same colour. It stands out massively against her really red hair, and she kind of waves deliberately to any guest passing by, and eventually that gets to you. Sort of her blue eyes sort of shine in the sun as she looks towards you. Welcome to Murkendraw Bog Resort and Spa. My name is Cecilia, and I'm here to welcome you and to let you know that the owners are awaiting your arrival within the hotel's penthouse.
How did you know it was us?
I was told some specific detail, though I'm only to expect 4, not 5. Unless we've got something wrong.
No, I can stay outside. That's okay.
No, you probably have something wrong, darling. Could you please double check? Her name is Veracity. It's spelled with a V, right?
The V at the front, right? Okay. And she lifts out like quite a big tome and begins to flick through it. I'm sorry. And she's going to make an investigation check. I can't see a name, but she pulls out a quill. I'm just going to write it down. VER.
ACITY Tallow TALLOW.
They will now be expecting you within the penthouse. Your rooms are also ready within Baba Yaga's revolving hotel and spa. Your keys will be available at the reception desk. If there's any trouble with the name thing, just mention me. My name is Cecilia, and I'm here to welcome you. So if you kind of motions the direction where the hotel is, and you now see in like closer detail this huge, almost like hulking building in the distance. The way it looks, like the shape of it, is similar to a pair of bird legs, a chicken's feet to be precise, but they are huge. They are like 70 foot high. They almost look mechanical. Elements of like shining decorative metal have been attached. And what sits on top of these legs is like a very strange sort of tiered cake. And at the very, very, very top, hundreds of foot in the air, there's a very strange hut at a sort of jaunty angle. Can I just get, let's see, what's following? Joe, could you make a perception check for me, please?
This is a visual one, isn't it? Using my eyes?
It is using your eyes.
I have advantage on things I can see. Bum, 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 bum. However, I'm rolling like me. So that's a 5 with advantage.
Okay. You can feel the ground just sort of slightly rumbling, but you can't identify the source. The rest of you kind of look across to see that on occasion, one of the giant feet kind of goes up slightly into the air, like the way chickens walk. If you've ever seen chickens walk and they kind of curl their little feet back and just sort of scratches the ground and then places it back. Passing you at this point, there are people with luggage, like huge chests. Some of them, they're sort of floating behind these guests, and other people are dragging them towards this area. But you see in between yourselves and the hotel in the distance, there is like a plaza place with a fountain in its center. At this point, Cecilia is just smiling at you and says, "Well, if there's anything else, I've been Cecilia, and it has been a joyous pleasure."
I really like your hat.
No one's ever said that to me before. I really like your hair.
Insight.
You're a heartbreaker, Cecilia.
Cecilia, walk in the light. Cecilia, walk in the light.
But I'm behind my desk. I couldn't go anywhere at the moment. I'm still on my shift. Veracity, what did you get for your check?
Oh, I'm actually rolling. Amazing.
Oh, yes.
I have +9 insight, so let's see. That is 22. Does she like my hair?
You know, she has not been complimented. She's usually the person that people look at and don't take much recognition of. So the fact that she's been complimented has really put her off. And she probably does like your hair, but doesn't know how to express it.
I was trying to be nice. We've all worked customer service. It's horrible.
I love how we all nod. Yes, we have.
Yes, it is.
Christmas is a nightmare. But yes, she seems sincere but doesn't know how to show it. That's what you would glean from that.
I will druidcraft a little daisy out of a fun bun, pluck it, and give it to her.
And she tries to place it within her beret. Thank you. She motions the direction that you're meant to be going. If there's anything else.
No, that's wonderful. Well, actually, do we know which way we're supposed to be going? It is just to the hotel, right?
To the penthouse, the top floor.
Right. Yes.
Generally.
Fine. Good. Then let us.
Okay, you may let. And you continue. The sun's kind of fading at this point. We're going to mid-afternoon, and you find yourselves within this beautiful plaza, which is in front of the hotel. You notice now that you're closer to the fountain, it seems enchanted to turn different colours sporadically. The water from the fountain, not the fountain itself. There are a couple of stores which appear to be closing for the day, but there are 3 shops that still remain open. One has a sizable queue outside it, is the most prominent and is painted completely in green. The other is smaller, a neat lodge, painted white with purple and orange stripes. The last seems to have multiple chicken coops outside, with strange creatures sort of strutting around. They're similar to peacocks, but with a very flamboyant hairdo. And if anyone on Twitch chat or here would like to Google golden Polish chickens, that's the hairdo that I'm referring to. I'll give you a little minute. I love how everyone's Googling it.
Exciting for the people on the podcast. Listen to the Googling. I've already forgotten what it's called.
You can imagine
Polish chicken.
Wow.
You can imagine the mulletest mullet to ever mullet.
It's like a peacock on its head.
Yes.
They're so pretty.
Wow.
So it's a fabulous chicken. For those who need to know, she's fabulous, and there's quite.
She looks like she wants to talk to the manager.
Yes, she's the Karen of all chickens.
Right.
There's a large sign outside the green shop that reads Ethel and Harry's Pickle Palace. And painted next to the shop name is a very gleeful winking pickle with stick arms sort of doing a thumbs up. There's seating within that all looks pickle themed. The tables and chairs are all green, have smiling faces, and the surfaces don't look smooth, they look bubbly. Like the skin of a cucumber.
Good attention to detail.
She does. The legs of the tables and chairs have green pickle shoes on the end, which also have smiling faces. The other shop sits next to a small creek, which trickles to the right of where you've arrived. It's bordered by bulrushes, and there's a glowing sign on top of it which reads Maureen's Magnificent Mementos. And the shop with the chicken coops, the fabulous chicken coops, is called Sugar's Cocoa Butter Shop. However, the hotel is ahead, though you don't see any stairs leading up.
Are we supposed to go in through the legs? Or is there a door on the back of the leg, or do we think there's some kind of magical way to go up?
I mean,
Does anyone have like a brochure?
I'm not laughing.
Can we look for a magical way in?
I mean,
or if indeed we need to climb up a leg, which fine.
You could certainly make some kind of arcana or investigation check.
I mean, look, you know what? I'll give it a go. I'm going to climb on top of one of the legs, and then I'm just going to kind of knock on the ankle.
Okay, could you please make
myself?
Okay, cool.
Which makes it 26.
Is that for Arcana?
Investigation.
Investigation, cool.
They're the same though. Same modifier.
So, Demi, you begin to sort of have a look around. As you do, Joe, you begin to make your way to one of the sort of clawed toes of the chicken feet. Please, could you make for me some sort of athletics check, because you're quite short, and you're a dwarf, you're still quite tall, but the feet themselves are huge.
got special boots on though. He's cheating.
I do actually.
That's
I have
a good point.
I have socks and sandals of spider climbing.
Nice. So maybe you start to try and climb up, and then you remember. No, wait. You begin to ascend. You're on a foot. Could you just make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Mm-hmm. Do I get any kind of advantage because I'm magically sticking to them?
Sure. Go for it.
Although, given how I've been rolling lately, 18.
18. Yeah, it's not the foot that you're on, but the other foot kind of lifts up to try and scratch you off. You kind of bend backwards where your feet stay, like you have magnetic shoes on, because you do. And you're able to avoid the foot. Based on that, what would you like to do, Joe?
Get off the foot.
Okay.
No, it's not that way.
Well investigated though, Joe. Well done.
You had a good time. You're having a great time. Demi, with that check, that 26, I believe you rolled, or thereabouts, you see circling the feet. This is a big space, so these circles are about 50 foot away from each other. And they're of different colours. There's some that are pink with an R written on it, and some that are blue with an L written on it. These circles are like platforms in the sort of stonework itself. With that check, you actually step onto one.
Because I'm using guidance, I imagine that it's like, I don't know what he sounds like yet, but someone like whispering in my ear, like, you need to look over there, because the guidance doesn't come from good places.
Understood. With guidance, then, in that case, you hear in your mind, Demi, darling, look over there. Your head actually moves. You're not moving your face, but your face is moved towards one of the circles in the floor. Sorry, Rebecca.
I can't physically, there is a wall. I cannot physically back any further away from you.
This is fine.
This is so fine.
The circle in the floor, which is blue and has an L upon it.
I'm gonna head over towards it, just think really loud, like, I can turn my own head, you know.
I know, I just like to make sure. Quick question.
Yes.
How is your trip so far?
Well, I eated a swamp monster off a boat, so good.
Have you packed enough socks and underwear?
Yes, I have actually.
It's very important.
I can literally clean it within a second of taking it off. It's really not an issue.
With the humidity, spores can grow. I know all about spores.
I know.
They're so nice. Have a good time.
Yeah, it's gonna
Think
be
of
great.
me.
I won't.
I want to go home.
Amazing.
I'm just gonna walk onto the room. I assume everyone else will follow, but
Do you have the conversation in your head, by the way, or do you reply verbally?
in my head.
In your head, cool. The rest of you see Demi thinking hard and frowning occasionally, but then makes his way across to one of the circular platforms. And as Demi, as you do make your way across, it kind of lights up slightly and just hovers about an inch off the ground.
Oh, as I'm standing on it, or to step onto it?
To step onto it.
I'll just step onto it.
Cool. The rest of you watch as Demi begins to ascend on quite a large platform, ascend upwards towards one of the cake tiers, we'll call it, of the hotel. The rest of you, what are you doing?
I'm still on spores in your underwear. Sorry, Liz, I'm going to be a while.
I think they're on to something. Maybe do we think we need to be on the same one, or can we go on the other one?
I mean, there's only one way to find out.
There's quite a few of these coloured circles dotted around. You do see other sort of families get on and they rise upwards. It seems to be the blue ones that are the only ones to go up at the moment.
Shall we? Can I share yours?
Of course.
But what do the pink ones do?
That is a good question.
Make an intelligence check, Joe.
I will.
Do you want your creepy voice in your head to help?
I don't have a creepy voice.
Do you want Shadow to help?
You know of.
For now.
13.
13. Okay, cool. So, you know that this hotel is certainly a hotel, but it also has a revolving restaurant. And looking upwards, you do see a sort of pink glowing section of the cake tier revolving very slightly. So you would put 2 and 2 together, and the pink ones with the R on would go to the restaurant.
That is quite reassuring. I was worried that the whole hotel was going to revolve, which would have been really disconcerting.
The tiers don't seem to be affected by the claws when they shift position. Like, you know, when a horse kind of moves from one foot to the other, the whole horse moves. But the hotel doesn't seem to angle from side to side when the feet move. Just so you know.
That is good to know.
Yeah.
You know, it probably just goes over there, actually. All right, let's get a blue one. Tassili, you with me?
Sure, I follow. The Tassili will actually flow next to the platform.
Oh.
Right on top.
Oh, because you're flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, got you. I was like, I always forget that you have wings, and I'm like, how are you flying? And then I remember.
Joe is going to walk.
Got you. Cool. All right. So, you all ascend on your own respective platforms.
How long does it take?
It's not quick. It's not perilous. So, like, your cheeks aren't like going in G-force. It's quite a steady rise up. It's like a lift. In fact, all of you do hear the gratuitous lift music as you rise up.
Is it Girl from Ipanema?
That's where I was going to go with it. Yes. Like a sort of ukulele version. You swear like the radio presenter says, played by Hunk. That's by the by. You rise for about a minute. You're not going all the way to the top. There doesn't seem to be one that goes directly to the penthouse, but you're able to get to the lobby. And you literally find yourselves not sort of going outside the space, but within this lobby. You arrive through the floor itself. And within this lobby, there's a very long reception desk made from a tree trunk. Like someone's polished it, made it gorgeous. The floor is marble, and it sort of reflects the light from the massive chandelier above your heads. There are additional round platforms in the floor here that sort of ascend then descend to the ground. There's a couple of people behind the desk, elves, furbolgs wearing white and light blue uniforms, featuring it's quite a recurring theme. There's a water lily logo, which is part of the Murkendraw bog branding, I would say. An elf sort of smiles at you all as you all arrive.
Hello.
Welcome.
We're here for the job.
I see. So she's got this sort of alabaster skin. It's almost pearlescent with the chandelier going on above. And her irises look like purple crescent moons almost. And she sort of smiles at you. You're here for the job. Which job specifically?
Well, I can't speak for my compatriots here, but I was told that if there was a problem and if I came and helped out, then you'd help me back home to where I'm from.
If there's a problem with the resort, I can certainly take a note down for you if that's what you're saying.
Oh, no, I've not had it's been lovely. So maybe I'm just going to make an intelligence check. I don't think it's going to go well.
I love how Valka is the voice.
Tassili puts a hand on Valka's shoulder for bardic inspiration.
What am I doing with that?
You're doing really well.
Is that a D8, Ali?
6 at this level.
I mean, that's taken me up to 14.
Hey. What are you trying to work out?
Whether she is, I suppose it might be insight rather than intelligence, but if she has any idea that there was an issue that needed resolving at all, or whether I should be like, oh, no, there's no issue here. The room is lovely.
I would say that's insight if you're trying to work that out. Intelligence if you're trying to just gauge the situation, about what to say. But if you're trying to get...
Well, if it was insight, then that's going to be plus 9 on that 11. So that'll be a non-nat 20.
Amazing. Wow, your insight's ridiculous.
Well, no, I've gone from a -2 to a +7.
Right, nice. Okay, cool. So, yeah, she doesn't seem to know that there's a problem. You would certainly gauge from that maybe you should be shouting about one happening, but she doesn't have a clue what you're talking about. However, she kind of goes, is it sort of a meeting? Do you have a meeting with somebody? Is it the owners? Have they asked for you to come here?
Yes. I've been sent for the owners.
Oh, thank you.
Right. And she seems to click that you're the group. Now, let me just check. There were only meant to be 4 of you, and she kind of goes through the rigmarole of getting the book out again. I see there's a new note. No, I see that Cecilia's put a note in here. Right, yes. So, keys. And she brings out all of your individual keys for your room. I'll check you in. Now, you are here for some sort of appointment with the owners. I do have a note on the, we call it the system. If you have any bags, feel free to leave them with us. And if not, please follow me. And she makes her way around the end of the desk and behind a red velvet curtain. She kind of pushes past and kind of opens it for you and sort of kind of motions for you to go into the back.
As we're going, can Veracity just end up next to Joe and pull on his sleeve and go, I'm really sorry to be rude, but you cleaned up the boat really nicely, and I've sort of been through a desert and then a gladiator's pit and then the sky and then a swimming pool and then on fire, and this place is really fancy. Can you clean me up a bit?
Oh yeah, of course. No worries. Joe casts prestidigitation, which just involves kind of passing a shadow over your clothes, and then it kind of disappears in the darkness.
Thank you. Now I fit in perfectly.
You know, if that's the point.
I love the silence that's just left after that. That was nice. Cool. So you all now, some of you, very pristine, make your way around, and you see kind of like an open space with a circular staircase that leads upwards, but also in the center of the floor here, the circular space, is a much larger platform, similar to the ones that you use to get up to the lobby. This one reads Penthouse Suite, written in like gold filigree almost. The smiling elf sort of motions towards it. If you were to just step upon the ascension platform, that will take you all the way up to the penthouse suite, where the owners will be waiting for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Question.
Yes.
We have been given with the names, right? I mean, Ali knows the names, but Teseli knows the name.
Oh, she has her name on her...
Not the owners.
Oh, the owner's name. Yes, you would know the owners, Barbara and Celine. Although Crystal, the elf who's helped you, seems to be more formal about it. She doesn't want to name them by their actual names. So you all make your way onto the platform, which rises upwards. Again, more of a sort of classical music plays this time, a bit more classy. You rise all the way up to the penthouse.
The same song, but this time orchestral.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
We'll just like, as we're ascending, lean over to Demi, be like, was I not supposed to say that it was a job or a problem?
I have no idea. I was sent here. I'm not entirely sure what we're doing.
Same.
Listening to that, they said like, well, the thing is, you remember like Roger, right? The employees are really careful with the image that is projected from the company. So I guess if something is happening, they don't want it to be public. It's not your fault, absolutely, but I think that's why they try to be a little bit discreet. I think.
All right. Maybe I should apologise. I didn't mean to shout it quite so loudly.
It's okay.
No, you just bring more attention to it. Yeah, just water under the bridge.
Yeah. Companies should be transparent with their customers.
Well, quite right. Quite right.
Never going to get used to these lift things.
Yeah, they're quite
spectacular, really.
But yeah, you end up in this quite spectacular place, actually. Again, circular. With as you reach it, you're not in the center as you get there. You're slightly to the side, but in the center there is another sort of raised section with steps that lead upwards. But you do see within the area that you are a lot of furniture with velvet cushions, a drinks cabinet shaped like a globe of the Feywild by all accounts. I guess, Joe, with your maps, you would sort of notice that. There's a few floor standing mirrors and a large bookshelf that kind of breaks up the space a little bit. There are windows all the way around in this space that allow for full visibility of the resort. It gives you a great idea of where everything is. You do see two people, and their backs are away from you at this point. They're sort of looking out of one of the windows, pointing, have a conversation with each other. They have not noticed you arrive. You do notice that they have very large shoulder pads and are wearing suits. What would you like to do?
Walk up to them.
Got you. They seem to be discussing between themselves, and let's just go for, if Demi, you're walking up, could you make a perception check for me?
Sure. Perception. 22.
22, okay. You hear distinctly, Barbara, Miss Avery will never be the same after that massage. People are beginning to talk, we're getting complaints, and then the cop happens and they sort of turn around. They each turn around after a slight pause, perhaps in a rehearsed way. It's like they're turning around for their encore. Like Brittany in that meme. I don't know if you've seen the meme where she keeps turning around and smiling. They do each have name badges of engraved marble, Barbara and Celine. Barbara on the left, Celine on the right. Now, Barbara, her badge is kind of fastened to a forest green and golden pinstripe suit, like a double-breasted jacket. Largest shoulder pad you've ever seen. It's above a knee-length kind of pencil skirt of the same fabric, black tights and heels with a pointed toe. Her hair looks like it's obviously been dyed many times with the same blonde, and it's like a styled poodle perm with a frizzy fringe. The other, Celine, with her name badge, is wearing an equivalent of like an iconic Chanel suit. I don't know if you've ever seen one, but like it's got this jacket with a textured weave, but you notice that there's like natural elements woven in, twine, leaves, some very tiny mushrooms interlaced with the wool. Celine kind of looks similar to Joe. She's got a mullet, though if you've ever seen Gladiators in the 80s, Raven had a very similar haircut to Celine, so partly up top, but then a very long, dark hair all the way down the back. They are both rocking some fabulous blue eyeshadow, and Celine appears to have sort of painted on a beauty spot and has got one pearl earring on one side and a dangling earring on the other. There's like a shard dangling off the other one. Looks like glass or crystal. And smiling in a very confident way, Barbara pipes up, "Welcome to the penthouse. How marvelous you could make it."
Thank you for having us.
Glad to be here.
You are here to help, aren't you?
Yes.
Good.
Are we allowed to say that up here? We weren't allowed to say that downstairs.
It would be advised to keep that sort of thing quiet. We don't wish to disturb the guests. I know that you all are very capable and clearly very proficient in your adventuring roles. I assume you all have.
Did you hear about our victory in the ship?
No, I've not heard of any. Did you have trouble on the ship? She looks a bit concerned at this point.
Oh.
Well, I wouldn't call it trouble. I mean, there was a job.
Was it that cabin lead?
No,
Roger, I believe. Was it Roger, Celine? I don't know if it was Roger.
The field went down, and some swamp monsters tried to eat us.
Well,
quickly dispatched, though.
Hey, a couple of second job.
She'll have to ask the cabin crew to attend to their fields more in the future. So, good for you. Would you like a drink? Please, come in. Come and sit down. Have a good time. Teseli, what have you got?
I take out my margarita.
Oh, charming glass. I do enjoy the Misty Steps logo upon it, but very good. And she kind of offers you whiskey. We've got whiskey or brandy?
Oh, no.
No.
Whiskey for me, please. Scotch.
Hey, whiskey.
I've already had quite a bit on the ship already today. Have you got a cup of tea?
You're on holiday. Go on, Valka.
Well, I suppose. We are working, though. No, another one won't hurt. Go on then, love. I'll have a brandy.
Celine, dear, would you mind awfully? And Celine kind of goes up, and another one for me. Yeah. Well, please. Sit down.
Veracity, have we got something a little softer, maybe, for...
I like lemonade.
Do you? Oh, good for you. Celine, dear, rustle us up something soft. Something with liquid. I don't.
It's okay. I'll hold a glass of brandy if that will make you feel better. That's fine.
We wish for your enjoyment. No, you must have what you require. Hot cocoa, something like that, maybe.
Sure.
Celine nips off to like this machine that appears to have been constructed. It has like mechanical arms and it begins kind of whirring. It's got like a copper base to it, and steam begins to erupt from it as it begins to make you a hot drink. The rest of you are provided with the drinks of your choice. So, we were only expecting the 4 of you, but I suppose 5 will do. How have you found the results so far? Are you enjoying yourselves? Tell me everything.
Oh, I'm having a lovely time. Yes, that Zumlun deserves a pay hike. Been very attentive.
Sumlun.
Oh, on the ship. You mean
the gorgeous one? The gorgeous one with the hair. And the eyes. Yeah, very good. He's very good. Very good. Very attentive.
Absolutely.
Very, very good. So, anything we convey to you within the space must stay betwixt us. I suppose you wish to know why you're here. We've had some recent... She's struggling to find the word. Mishaps, which we would like to keep as quiet as possible, as not to worry the guests, whose joy and delight should be prioritised.
Understandable. However, given that we are all in this room, which is presumably private, you could just speak openly.
I'm trying. A couple of the guests, the most recent, poor Mrs. Avery, had a massage at the expeditious retreat that went a bit aggressive. We've spoken to the massage therapist, and they say they remember nothing. We do believe them. But they, ever since, have been a bit hit and miss. I mean, normally they're fantastic, of course, but something comes over them and, well, we've had to cast a couple of cure wounds and hand out a free pickled platter from Ethel and Harry's, good measure.
This therapist from a certain background.
No, I mean, what sort of background?
A silver averse one, perhaps.
A what, sorry?
Everyone here is silver averse. You won't get far with that line of questioning.
Oh.
Steel averse. You mean steel or do you mean silver?
No, I mean silver. I mean, you know.
Like werewolves.
Hey, yeah.
Shapeshifters.
We tend to review everyone who comes here. We are aware of, anything that may be of trouble to the guests, but rest assured, if we had werewolves working for us, they would work so gladly and they would not damage the guests.
Possession?
No, we do have a couple of ghosts, but they mainly just keep to themselves. They don't bother themselves.
You said this was latest in a line of mishaps. What else has happened?
Mishappened, as it may be.
She looks like she really doesn't want to talk about it, but no, she does. Does anybody want to make a persuasion check or just something to...
If possible, Teseli will try to cast heroism on...
And I'll try a persuasion.
Them.
Okay, so you cast heroism on Barbara. What does that look like?
Is more of a feeling, so Teseli approaches and put his hand on her really big fat shoulders and she starts feeling like comfort and that this is a safe place for her to express whatever she wants.
Ian's fanning herself. She's fanning herself. Joe, was that a persuasion you wanted to make?
I'll roll some persuasion. Oh, you can tell us. You're all friends here.
All of a fluster, sorry.
I am rolling crap. That's a natural one for a 10.
Sean, what curse have you had upon yourself?
I think I need to change my digital dice.
That's the thing, D&D Beyond is amazing, but sometimes it just feels like it just doesn't like you, or it loves you, as I guess Nat has experienced
I've been having a great... maybe I've stolen all your luck, in which case I apologise.
I suppose there's some other things that are causing a bit of a stir. Something's moved into the mud bats at the expeditious retreat as well. It's been scaring away the guests, and we've had to sort of cordon it off. It's got a couple of heads. We've counted 3 so far.
It's done what with heads?
It's got a few. They're on sort of long necks.
Right, okay. I thought you meant like it had taken 3 heads.
It could have, but we've not had any complaints about people missing appendages or heads.
Do you have a map of the whole site?
Not currently, but what we do have, she kind of motions around to you, like all of the windows, and you can see the entire part from here, and it gives you all a really good idea of what's out there.
Joe, you're very good with maps, aren't you? Maybe you could make a little sketch while we're up here.
Oh, nice. Oh, good idea.
That makes sense.
Just put big X's everywhere we need to go and look at dangerous.
So yeah, she can be pointing these out to you. So the expeditious retreat is to the west of where you currently are. It's a clean looking building with a glass roof, big logo on the front of the lily, and you do see sort of within, you're able to see pools within, and you do see mud baths as well. We may have also had a slight predicament within the wizarding quarter. The Arcane College for Hags are having difficulty with their library system. They had to turn it off and on again, and then it wouldn't turn back on and started throwing books at people. I don't even know what to say. The senior wizard there couldn't do anything about it.
How senior is the senior wizard there?
Yes.
I mean, he's very short, but very good.
How that answer our question about how senior is this person?
She's gonna make. Okay. Well, it's got a very strange little accent and a marvelous top hat. Someone the vague, Enoch, I believe. Hard to understand, but he's tried everything he can, and for some reason they just can't get it working again.
I have 2 questions.
Right.
One, did anything in particular happen? And when all these things started happening, has anything changed?
We had a thought like that as well, and we've asked around a lot of the people in the shops just in case someone strange came through, and you've met Cecilia at the front desk.
She's wonderful. She has a really nice hat.
A charming beret. They haven't seen anyone new, but we're sure it must be sabotage. We're doing so well.
Do you have any enemies?
Not that we know of, no. I mean, we were quite...
Is there any other resort?
There's no other resort like this. I'm sure people are trying. As for enemies, no one current. We were quite naughty a long time ago, weren't we? Weren't we, Celine? And Celine kind of giggles slightly into her whiskey. Long time ago, we weren't quite as nice as we are now. We may have caused some havoc. So much havoc, in fact, that the third owner just left. She left, and then we said, well,
I'm just going to put this question on the table. Like, have you messed with someone from the Shadowfell, for example?
No.
Or an Archfey?
Yeah.
No, we know all the Archfays.
You know all the Archfey?
All of them?
Well, most of them.
Do they come to this place?
No, they're far too busy.
Are you friends with all of them?
Most of them, yes. I mean, we try to be on talking terms, although it's quite difficult to contact them.
Do you know Drusilda the Jam Maker?
Drusilda the who?
Insight check.
Conservationist.
Conservatory.
There's a lot of words going around.
She has a porcelain face.
Oh, Drusilda. Yes, of course, I know Drusilda. We just call her Drusilda here. Don't tell her that, though. Do you want to do an insight, Joe? She's kind of...
I did. I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, nice! Yay!
Finally.
Well done, Sean. Yay!
On insight.
And you were
On
inciting whether she knew the name of this person.
Yeah, whether the name meant anything.
The name did ring a bell, and she has confirmed that.
Yes. Hence it being a waste.
For the natural 20, does he maybe get like an inkling of how they feel about Drusilda?
Nice prompt, Nat. I like it. Thank you. Natural 20. I would say that they don't have much dealings with Drusilda. You know that they like to name drop because it looks good. They would certainly say that they know her quite well, but it might not be the case.
I kind of just go to kind of brush my nose and kind of point at Veracity, and I pass on everything that I just incited with message.
Oh, nice.
Sorry.
Can I offer you a tissue, dear?
Oh yeah, I love one.
Celine. Celine goes and gets you a tissue.
Sort of my other question is weirdly linked. I sort of thought this was going to be where we get instructions here and then go out traveling on an adventure, whereas it sounds like we have to stay here and do a job.
You're welcome to enjoy any of the facilities here at Murkendraw Bog Resort and Spa.
Yes. Approximately how many hours or days do you foresee this job taking?
It depends on how much you wish to enjoy the facilities. I mean, you could head to the Mud Flats right now. You could go to the library. The choice is yours.
That doesn't answer my question at all. Thank you.
You're welcome. How's your cocoa?
It's a very hot day, but the thought was also not that nice. Thank you.
She seems like she's enjoying it, Celine, doesn't she? She does.
Here's chill Rusty's drinks. It's now like iced cocoa.
Amazing. Sorry, Sean, go for it.
Here's just a thought. I mean, you're saying there's no present, nemesis that. However, you used to be one of three. I mean, is there bad blood with the third?
Well,
who was the third?
Well, she was the finest of us. She was the finest of us, and she allowed us to change our ways. Her name was Granny Mabel. Granny Mabel, and she couldn't cope with the cruelties that we were inflicting upon poor souls, so she left, and ever since then, we weren't the same. So, we decided to take a leaf out of Granny's book and try and do good things. So we started making this place. And so far, I think we've brought joy to a couple of people at least.
Is this just Sally's face? Or is that just Ali's face?
I don't know where she went, though. She just sort of disappeared. Something about the Shadowfell, but she was quite, odd. She was very good. Good at potions.
I've actually met her. Well, then.
No.
And,
where was she? How is she?
Hard to say, but last time I saw her, she was alive.
Oh, that's good. That's good, isn't it? Celine.
She actually was missing the... She was missing the Feywild.
She was missing us. Was she? Did she say anything about us? Did she say, oh, I miss Barbara and I miss Celine and I wish I was back with them because I miss them so much?
She didn't, but that's something that she would have said if we would have spent more than 2 hours together, maybe. It was a little bit brief meeting. But she is fine. So I will suggest you to try to contact her, even if that's not related to what we're doing today. But yeah, please.
Well, we shall
ahead.
have to. Was it the Shadowfell she's in?
No, she left the Shadowfell. That's why
Very sprightly for an old lady. Yes.
Probably she's here if she missed so much the Feywild.
Perhaps. Well, I hope she makes herself known.
When
we'll give her a shout.
When did you meet her, Teseli?
Oh, a few weeks ago, I was in the Shadowfell. I was like fighting some stuff. Actually,
It's not more bloody skeletons, is it?
I mean, I saw a few of them, but I'm not really into that. Not my thing, you know. I like really handsome Eldraine. Anyways, and did you guys remember the thing that we killed on the ship? I saw something quite similar once I arrived there. There was a lot of mess that happened regarding some sort of machine that could, an item that could allow you to travel between planes. But the fact that those two creatures that I've saw that kind of creature in the Shadowfell makes me wonder if is the Shadowfell leaking into other planes.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past it.
I know
anyway,
that does.
Or did someone come from the Shadowfell and bring things with them?
If not, bring it with them, sending them over just to mess up. So, but also, I wonder if these creatures are native from there. I'm not really expert on Shadowfell creatures, but
when anyone asks, I've got a permit. All our paperwork's been filled out. It's all right, Shadow. They can't get you.
Wasn't going to ask, but sure.
Teseli, just want to make a nature check for me.
Nature.
I imagine that you're all just sort of sipping whiskey while all this is happening.
A lot of
Teseli's halfway there. Oh my goodness. Is anybody helping? Natural 1 for a 5.
Demi, you can see that Teseli is trying to think, and you've experienced Teseli in the past. When Teseli thinks, yeah, it's very obvious. Like if Teseli used to see anything like this happens, like Teseli used to look very far. He puts his hand above his eyes.
Talk it through. I might have a book that's relevant in my bag.
Oh, nice. Roll again, Teseli.
Thank you very much. That's 18.
18. Nice. Oh, good work, Demi. Like, Demi, you get out the book. And you're like, well, it could be this, it could be... And sure, the creatures that you saw, Teseli, way back when, were snails. They were very big snails. And it looked like someone had done something to them. The origin of them, however, was not the Shadowfell. You saw them in Waterdeep. You also saw many things that seem to come from all sorts of places. Given the fact that you have seen the evolved form here in the Feywild, you would surmise that both of these creatures were from the Feywild in the first place.
Okay. It rather seems to me that there is someone making experiments or encasing those creatures and sending them away, or they send them away from the Feywild, and through that process they change. So,
well,
maybe
could go down to the mud bath, chop off one of the heads, and then just do some research on it.
I quite like that idea.
You might need to check that they're not a nice creature who doesn't want to be in the mud bath before we chop their head off. If they're nasty or just wanting to kill people, then that's fine. But if they're just someone who's accidentally got into a mud bath and happens to have 3 heads, we probably shouldn't just cut their head off.
I mean, they were a bit bitey. I'm sorry to interrupt. They were a bit bitey, kind of lizardy with teeth.
I thought you might say that. We might also want to beware, in case we did cut off this head, that it didn't grow another one back. Or 2 back.
Well, that would be interesting research.
And dangerous field work.
But, I mean, it is the Feywild. It's entirely possible that it's in this bog and it does not wish to be there, and we might be able to save it, as Veracity says, or it will try to kill us.
And then we get to light it on fire. I like the way you think, Demi. This is good.
Does anyone know how to speak to three-headed lizards?
I can.
Oh, great!
If I think about it for 10 minutes, then I can talk to animals and plants.
Well, I know you can talk to plants.
I can talk to animals as well.
Great. Well, we should do that then.
And you'll all have a very good time doing it. Make sure you enjoy yourselves out there. Do let us know if we can make anything more joyous for you. Just so you know, you're looking out and the areas have been explained to you. So you know that to get to the expeditious retreat, you would have to travel west. You'd have to go north to the Wizarding Quarter to get to the Wizarding College for Hags, which as you look out, it's like this huge mansion building with a giant cauldron on the front, really easy to spot. Next to it, you notice there is a theatre, and there's quite a big queue outside of it. It's called Biggin's Marvellous Theatre. Quite a grand building with golden paint on the front. South is where the jetty was. And yes, east, there's sort of mud flats that kind of bubble. So, you all do seem very capable. Like I say, you're welcome to stay here as long as you want and enjoy whatever you wish.
I do have a question. Well, many questions, but just one for now. Is there some kind of service, like transportation, that could take us to the mudbats, or do we have to walk?
Yes, it's something that we're working on. We are trying to, enlist some boggles in the art of transportation, some sort of mini train, but we've not quite got there yet. It's something that we're working on. For now, you would have to use your legs, for which we're desperately sorry for. Although you be assured, it is merely a 10-minute walk. It's not far.
I think we'll be fine.
I did want to ask though, looking at Veracity to kind of just do a little is it okay if we were just wondering if we know that you know the Archfays.
Very well.
You don't have any contacts in the what were they called, the court, the seeing court, the
silly
court, the silly court.
Yeah, I mean, we often talk to the Fey Magisters, or the Fey Monarchs, as they like to call themselves.
Okay. And if we were to do a very good job here, and we perhaps had a problem that we think that maybe they might be able to help with, would you be able to put in a good word with us? For us?
We could certainly try. She smiles with the most sincere smile she can possibly muster.
Inside
Go for it.
Yes, please.
26.
Oh boy. The smile is certainly as sincere as she can muster. You get the impression that, yes, they do have a method of contacting any of these people that you've talked about. Does she want to? No.
Well, we can cross that bridge when we come to it, can't
we? We can. Certainly.
We'll have a little look at your problems first, though.
Thank you.
Thank you for the... I mean, this is a lovely place. I'm very excited to explore it.
Oh, I'm very pleased. We're both so pleased that you're happy. Good. Have you seen your rooms yet? I assume you've been given the key.
We have the keys.
Good. Yes. Well, you can make your way there whenever you feel like it. They'll be ready. You actually have similar machines to us, and she points across to the machine that made Veracity the cocoa. They serve all sorts of things in there. The beds are very long, adequate for people with long legs. So please enjoy the resort as best you can. Please.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hey.
Shall we?
Yeah, as we're turning to leave, I'll just, to them, as everyone's kind of turned around, my master sends his regards.
Go on, tell us who it is. Or shall we try and guess?
I mean, he has been in contact with you, hasn't he?
Well, maybe. Angel of Death.
Correct.
He's very good.
He's
Good
not-
with mushrooms.
Yes, that.
Very frilly. Very frilly. Long arms. Cares about hygiene. Very good.
Yes.
You
All of
don't
the
seem
above.
so sold, my dear. You seem unsure. Of course, you can't say. You can't say. No, we won't. We won't talk about it. We won't talk about it. That's the spirit. Well, have a nice time. Do.
As we do go, Joe's just going to turn to Veracity. Look, it seems like you're in a bit of a hurry. Are you? I mean, do you have a time limit on this?
No.
I mean, I don't want to, put any pressure on you, but this is kind of my holiday, so I'm happy for it to take as long as it takes. But if you've got to get away, then,
I don't have anywhere in particular to get to. I just get really itchy feet if I stay in one place too long.
spare a couple of weeks, can't you?
Maybe we ought to talk about it once we've seen our rooms.
Who gets itchy feet after 2 weeks?
Can we have a slumber party and share our secrets?
Maybe a week could be fine.
I think that sounds like a grand idea to Sally, shall we?
Yes, let's go.
You make... Sorry, Rusty.
Turns to Demi. Thank you for the milkshake. That was very nice of you.
You're welcome.
You begin to descend back into the lobby. Joe, can you just make a perception check for me?
Is this something I can see? Is it something I can see?
Something you can feel.
Then I probably don't get my advantage. That is 13.
13. So you just sort of, as you descend on it, you're kind of just scratching your brow as you normally do. And you pull off a leaf where there should be your usual bushy brow. Now seems like little tiny leaves instead.
Is anyone else growing foliage?
Are we?
None of you seem to be, although you can check as thoroughly as you like.
Just you, Joe.
I've seen transformations from people, like Taseli show his wings. Like the first time I spent so much time in this plane, I've changed. Could I roll for Arcana or Investigation?
I would say investigation. No, we'll go Incana. We'll go Arcana even.
Incanto.
Can I guidance that, which means that Sally gets to hear a creepy voice.
A 4, right?
Who are you?
19. Is Joe being touched by the plane?
The Feywild is a plane of much magic. Perhaps something fun.
Sorry to Sally.
Sally, you have no idea where this voice has come from. All you know is that Demi has, like, it's a touch, isn't it, Demi? You've patted Sally on the shoulder, and Demi, he's given you this guidance, but then there's a voice in your head.
Cecilia, I have good news and bad news.
All right, can I have the good news first?
I think I know what's happening.
All right.
The bad news is I think the magic in the plane or in the place is affecting you. I don't know the term because I'm not a paranormal medic or whatever, but if I have to put my money on something, the plane is trying to touch you. Don't know if they need consent for that, but wild magic or wild Feywild magic is channeling through you.
All right. Well, I suppose better that I know. How long do I have?
I have no idea, darling.
Don't worry, if you die, I know someone who can bring you back.
That is not quite as reassuring as you may think, but I'll take it.
Do you think it might be a problem, Joe?
What? That I'm growing leaves?
Well, is it going to be upsetting for you? Is it going to affect you being able to do what you do?
My magic comes from shadows. Trees cast shadows. Don't see that being a problem.
Okay.
Teseli takes out like a small pair of scissors, and I can trim you anything you want.
It's like some mossy kind of fronds kind of dangling down at this point.
I'm afraid I may well need to take you up on that offer, aye.
Anytime.
So we're descending down this platform. Teseli is kind of pruning Joe at this point.
A fringe. I'm going to give him a fringe.
Yes. Demi, as you're sort of talking about something that could help bring back from the dead, you smell the soil, you smell that mushroomy, earthy kind of fragrance. Only you smell that as you're talking about it. And you get back down to the lobby. And if you continue to your rooms, very easy to do. The staircase, you ascend, and all your rooms are on the same floor. They are in a line. And if you each go into your respective rooms, they are very nice with large beds. Like I say, those who are tall do not have problem in these. There's no like curling up of the legs. The covers are beautiful fabric. The pillows are soft. There's art on all of the walls, which is different in each of the rooms. I guess you kind of duck into each other's to see like what each other's rooms are like. There's various watercolor paintings of places in the Feywild. Some of them show like depict a forest with orange leaves. The other seems to feature a small town with a statue. There's a little label underneath it that says Dust Falls. There's washing facilities in each of the rooms available to you, along with like a seating area where you can all sit. A food and drink section with 2 items, one of which is the beverage creator, and the other is a beverage cooler. Those are similar to the ones in the cabins off the barge. Yeah, you are all in your rooms. What are you doing?
Is there a snack bar?
It is in the food and drink section. It's within the beverage cooler.
Does it have pickles?
Oh, nice. Just make an investigation check for me.
Look for the pickles.
For my own like clarifying.
Yes.
Is this the drinks and the snacks? Is this in a communal area, or do we individually have our own?
Individually have these in your room.
I rolled an 11 to look for pickles specifically.
11.
Pickles.
You kind of have to pull past loads of stuff, but near the back of your fridge specifically, Demi, almost a little bit unfortunately frozen near the back of the fridge is a single pickle with like a bit of a sad smile on its face at this point because it looks like it's kind of got stuck at the back there.
Gonna eat it.
Yeah. You eat the pickle.
Did I get room 13?
Sure.
Yes.
Demi, did you lose any HP? You didn't, did you?
No.
No. Have you ever eaten a good berry before?
Yes, probably.
You get the same feeling that you would have done if you consumed a good berry.
A good pickle.
A good pickle. A good happy pickle.
Very pickle.
Very nice.
After everyone's settled into their own rooms for a bit, Valka will hear a very small knock very low down on her door.
Come in.
It will be Veracity with like a pillow and a duvet and like a handful of sausage rolls. It's a very big room, and I won't take up any space. Can I share? Is that okay?
There's plenty of room, of course. As long as we can share the snacks from your room as well.
Yeah. You can have all of them. That's fine. I brought sausage rolls. There you go.
Valka's already got a plate of biscuits, I think.
Nice.
Are there any macaroons?
Sure. Anything you can think of is within, and it's almost as if you think of it and it appears within.
Veracity picks the yellow ones.
This is all quite a lot, I realise, to have been sort of catapulted into. How are you doing?
I'm a bit scared.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad because I don't feel bad about leaving the others. It was a fight I didn't want to be in. And they were very different people. I had to keep explaining to them that if you're trying to help someone, you don't ask for money and you don't try and kill good people and all those sort of things. But also, can I tell you something really stupid?
Go for it, yes.
When I heard you and I came here, I thought I heard. It felt like Drusilda again. And I know it can't be, and I know it's fine, and this is a good thing. I'm here with you. There is no way she would do a good thing, but I don't want her back. She scares me. And when we were with the king in the other place, just before we fought the big monster thing, I did it again. He was being so rude and so horrible, and so I just opened my mouth and was rude to him, and he sort of said it was all my fault that I opened my mouth and then bad things happen. And I think he's right. And I'm scared that I did it again and now I'm here and she's going to do something horrible to you.
Come here, love. Come here. Big hug. Look. Sorry.
I was going to say, Veracity kind of disappears in your arms almost, like your muscly arms. Carry on.
There's duvet involved as well.
You get a pillow in your face, Valka.
Veracity burrito is a thing.
It's probably too warm immediately.
She's happy. She'll probably have a little cry for the first time in a very long time.
It's all right. Let it out, love. Do what you need to do. Look, some people just have different ways of working. All right? And we work in a certain way and others work in different ways, and it's not necessarily wrong, but we like to work in the way that we work. All right? And that's not a bad thing. And yes, you might have a mouth that runs itself sometimes, but don't we all? I think I know. I don't think I know a single person who hasn't put their foot in their mouth at some point or other. You've just happened to be very unlucky about the people you've done it to. Most people wouldn't put a curse on you for doing so much. Okay? But as it happens, we seem to have found ourselves in a situation where we might be able to rectify things. So maybe if you still feel bad about leaving those other people behind, I know you can contact them, right? You can do that. So if you wanted to, you could always, if there was one of them you thought it might be worth chatting to, you could do that. But we're, I understand your concern. We are, right, this is the Feywild. This is where she was supposed to come from, right? So we do need to be on our guard a bit, but it's a better place to be for sorting it out as well, so that's something.
Sorry.
That's okay, love. It's all right, I'm here.
It's okay. And if she comes back and you get frozen again, I'll do it all again. It's okay. She's not going to be mean to you. It's not allowed.
She can be as mean as she likes to me as long as she doesn't touch you again. That's my promise.
Well, if you stop her hurting me and I stop her hurting you, then we'll be fine. And you have really new big axes now, so we'll be fine. And I'm even more on fire than I used to be, so we'll be okay. Mm-hmm. And the new people seem really nice.
Yes, they seem to be. I mean, I'll have to admit, I've not really spoken to Demi, and I have a lot of questions about them.
Oh, but his tattoos are so cool.
Right.
And, they noticed that the cocoa on, a 40-degree day was a bit much, and, they call it, that's people who, notice those tiny things that are just nice because they can. I love those types of people. And Tiseli has a horse that goes round and round and round and round and round, and Joe has a cat, so this is going to be good.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think we're in good hands here.
Yeah. Do you want the last yellow macaroon?
Are you sure you don't want it?
No, go. Have it.
Maybe we'll split it. Go on.
Okay.
You just rip a macaron in half.
Yes.
With her axe.
So as this very sweet conversation is going on between Veracity and Valka, what are the rest of you doing? I will say if you need to, you may take a short rest if that applies to you during this time. We are still around sort of 6 p.m. You know, it's not nighttime. So if there's anything that you would wish to do amongst yourselves or go to, do let us know.
Is there...
Oh, sorry, Sean.
No, you go.
Tasili. Are you in there?
Yes, come in.
Do you want to go look at the pickle shop? I want to like stroke the chickens.
Shall we? Yes. I'm gonna message Joe. Hey, what you doing?
Well, I was going to go out to the sun decks, do a bit of sunning. Wait, what are you doing?
We're just gonna go and mess around. Coming?
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
When
Meet me
in
in the
Fey.
corridor.
Do you let Veracity and Valka know, or are you just leaving them to it?
So I guess we are the three in the corridor, and it's like.
We just hear you chatting outside the door.
Yeah, you hear those voices outside your door.
Should we go make new friends?
I think so. Oh, and Veracity, I think we could probably trust them. It might be worth letting them know.
But what if they tell me it's all my fault again?
Then I'm here to tell them otherwise.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
Oh, hey.
Do you think we should... What were you going to say?
I was saying hello to Valka and Veracity as they...
Hello!
We're going to go and try and pet the chickens.
Excellent idea. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Amazing. And as this group decide to descend down the platforms to the plaza, eyeing up the chickens and the pickle shop, that is where we're going to stop for today. Thank you, everyone, and all the cast here. That was lovely. But thank you, everyone, for joining us and being part of the fabulous resort chaos that was tonight's show. If you have enjoyed tonight, thank you for watching. The next Monday show will be Anarchy in the Astral Sea, DM'd by the lovely Emma. Would you please let us know something about the Astral Sea of Anarchy, please?
There's going to be Grung. They're on a ship in the Astral Sea. They're having a great time.
Amazing. Thank you, Em. And that's going to be every Monday from 6 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Pacific. We are playing every Tuesday, as you hopefully know, also from 6 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Pacific. Same time Friday, I believe, 6 p.m. We have Talk Together, our chat show, where we interview our players, DMs, and other TTRPG industry voices. You might see Nat, you might see Rebecca, you might see Tom or Chris or someone else interviewing someone else who will win the coveted badge of timekeeping. I don't think anyone knows.
That's for sure. Sorry, Rebecca.
The shade of it all. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv. Oh God, we have invoked the wrath. Twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. And if you are good at timekeeping, you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/RollTogetherRPG. Maybe you can win a badge that should have been Rebecca's. There are also podcast versions of all of our shows available everywhere. Search for us, Roll Together RPG. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There will be a link in chat now. Do join them. Every penny helps us make all the content that we do. Our fans set up a fandom wiki and a fan Discord. The mods should be putting links for those in chat if you want to come on and have a look.
So that
Some of us are on there.
Figure out all of the weird in-jokes that we made during this episode via the wiki.
Yes. Sorry to new people.
Or you can go and watch the previous shows so you don't miss anything.
They'd have to watch a lot. You'd have to watch.
That's a lot.
Yeah, there's at least two 12-parters and a 4-parter. Two 4-parters.
Go for it.
If you have time on your hands, go for it. Watch them all at youtube.com/RollTogetherRPG. Big thanks again to our sponsors, Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, and Elderwood Academy, and our supporters, D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Warriors of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. And don't forget, we are all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Thank you for watching. Have a great week, and we will see you soon.